we've got 8 out of 15 of the most upvoted best of Redditor update stories for the month of September. If you're new here, my name is Sarby. I've made over 180 reading Reddit videos for you that I read live with my audience on Twitch so that you guys can join me in the reactions. Now, these types of videos on my channel tend to be extremely long, so I try to break them up into 2 parts. Part 1 is going to have stories 15 through 8, and part 2 is going to have stories 7 through 1, and that video's coming. Don't you worry about it. As always, y'all, we got some juicy stories today, starting it off with my 8-year-old son hates me, and I don't understand why. But stick around for 7 more absolutely insane Reddit stories, such as an r/legaladvice wet dream, neighbor cut down 2 of my trees. What should I look for in a lawyer? And then finally, the story that this video is going to end on, boss is pretending I never gave notice. We got some good ones today. Make sure to like up the video. Make sure to hype up the video as well. That helps me out a ton. Let's lock in here and read some Reddit. My date to the office Christmas party is a coworker. Originally posted to r/ask-a-manager on December 5th, 2017. The small regional office for the big company I work for has a lot of people from different teams all thrown together in the same space. 2 years ago, a colleague on a completely different team and I started dating. It's going very well. We've moved in together. We immediately made a professional behavior at the office rule, and we've been very good at following it. But I'm not sure how to act at the Christmas party, which is off-site and more relaxed, and everyone is bringing their partners. It's not a secret that we're together, but it's possible that many people in the office don't know, 1, we're dating, or 2, that he's not with his previous partner anymore. That's interesting. Okay. I doubt anything we can do could stop people from talking. How can I conduct myself at the party and feel good about my behavior? What's the right mix of professional and not hiding the fact that we're together? Once again, y'all, another case of the YouTuber trying to tell people how to act at their corporate job. But to me, I feel like you can have professional behavior at an office while also making it obvious that you guys are dating. Does that make sense? The fact that there's enough people that don't even know A, that you're dating, or B, that he's not with his previous partner anymore is weird to me. Like, there's being professional about dating your coworker, and then there's keeping it a secret from everyone. Like, unless this isn't allowed and they're doing it in secret, then like maybe, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like it's perfectly fine for them to be dating. They've just made an effort to not let anybody know, which is weird. Y'all are kind of saying it in chat, bro. Like, it is super weird that they don't even know that he's not dating his previous partner. Like, doesn't that just come up? Like, if you're just sitting there with your coworker and y'all are done with your work and you're just trying to kill time, like, wouldn't you ask, like, hey, how's your previous partner? Oh, we're not dating anymore. I'm actually dating this other person in our company that you've probably interacted with before. Like, to me, that's professional behavior at the office, but like letting people know what the fuck it is. Ooh, a lot of you guys are asking about the age. Okay. Listen, this could be so completely innocent, and like, I hope it is, but it is giving a little bit of fish. The fish do be stanking a little bit right now. Oh my God, someone said CEO and his secretary. I'm totally being a dickhead. I have not read ahead, obviously. I never do. But like, whenever I see short posts with not a ton of information and a lot of question marks, it gives me reason to be suspicious. And I'm not gonna lie, usually I don't give them the benefit of the doubt because like, why aren't you giving us more information? Are you a bad writer or a bad person? Update 1, December 26, 2017, 3 weeks later. Thank you. Well, wait, I'm confused. Like, what were the commenters? Oh, I don't want to fucking dig through. Yeah, this screen blinds me. I don't want to dig through the comments. I wish they would have included what some of the commenters were saying. Thank you in the commenters who told me just to be matter of fact. I'd been feeling uncomfortable about the office not knowing we were together, so when you said I could use the opportunity to come out, I decided to do that. I had this conversation about 6 times. Colleague, what are you doing for the holidays? Me, Falcon and I are spending a Christmas with his family in a far off place. Colleague, oh, are you 2 together? OP, yes. Early in the evening, the response was generally congratulations plus general talk about traveling. Later in the evening, there was an open bar. I got more questions about details and even had a group raise their glasses and toast us. As a normally private person, I wanted to die of embarrassment a few times, but it was also nice to see that my colleagues care about me and like him. The next day at the office, everything was fine and normal. Okay, so maybe there wasn't as much hanky-panky as we thought was going on. I don't know. Maybe this is going nowhere. Maybe there's a crazy update to this. I don't get it. I'm gonna be fucking mean right now. This is kind of boring. Where's the spice? For real. Listen, like if it works out for you, great. But like what? This is what we're doing, bro. You and me got beef? We about to fight? Oh, okay. He's being so sweet and I'm trying to bite his tail. I just know your tail got poopy and pissy particles, but I don't care. Update to December 24th, 2021. 4 years later. 4 years ago, I wrote in because my date to the office party was a coworker, and then I sent an update when the party and following days were drama-free. This is an update for a pretty low-stakes question, but I always love seeing other people's updates. We are still together and have just had a baby. Shortly after I wrote initially, we got a little worried about both working for the same company if there was economic trouble, so we both started job searches. He found a new job and I stopped looking. Then his old team got laid off in the early days of COVID. Now we're feeling double grateful, both for surviving pandemic layoffs and having a charming new addition to our family. And then another happy holidays. Yeah, they literally updated this like on Christmas. That's so cute. Someone in chat spoiled the ending to this one, so I can't really authentically like give you guys a, oh my God, they had a baby. That's so cute. I understand now why it was put in best of Redditor updates. But like, I'm just gonna take this time to be like, hey, if you guys come into stream, I'd love to have you, but let's make sure we're not spoiling stories. That's all I ask, because then if you spoil the story and I see it, I can't give my reaction. Without my reaction, I'm just a shitty AI reading channel, you know? Like, just a little reminder. Still kind of lame best stuff. The kid is cool. The wholesome, cool, not my favorite story. Like, oh, you guys had a weird thing where you just couldn't tell people that you were dating. Don't know if I'd want a relationship like that, but go you. A, you popped out a kid. It was a mid-story. My 8-year-old son hates me, and I don't understand why. Originally posted to r/true off my chest on February 9th, 2025, and this post includes a final new update. I used to believe that your relationship with your child was a given. To clarify, I believed that as long as you treated your children with love, they were guaranteed to love you back, that the most you had to worry about if you did the right things was some kind of terrible illness or accident that ended them early. I'm here today to warn you that's not true. There are worst possible outcomes. My son is 8 years old and I cannot be in the same room as him without being attacked. He will scratch, hit, and bite me constantly until we are separated. He bites as hard as he can. My arms are 50% bruises right now from partially healed wounds. I have done nothing to deserve this and I've tried everything to reach him. I'm sorry, I probably should be joking about this because it seems like a serious post, but my brain was like, surprise y'all, this is me writing about beans. I should keep going. I've tried love, discipline, ignoring him, reasoning. Nothing sticks, and as the years have gone on, it's only gotten worse. He's already in therapy. We've already tried to get him diagnosed with something. We've tried meds. We've tried no meds. We don't know what's going on, nor does his therapist or doctors. On Thursday, I watched a movie about time. Very bittersweet movie about how time is limited and we need to enjoy it best we can. There's a scene where a boy of about 8 is playing on the beach with his father for the first time, enjoying one last beautiful day together. I absolutely lost it. My son only communicates with me through violence. Last night, I finally gave up. I cried for hours and let go of any expectation I had of having a loving relationship with him. He's 8 years old and hates my guts. There are worse outcomes than outliving your children. Please don't take your loved ones for granted. After this line, y'all, I was gonna ask, because like, isn't this a very common thing with kids with like severe autism and or Down syndrome? Like, isn't that a pretty common thing with behavioral issues? I'm confused too, though. I feel like there's more questions from this than answers. Is this only towards OP or is it also towards the wife? Have you tried multiple therapists as well? Maybe this is me being harsh on therapists, but like, if you don't feel like there are results after like 2 or 3 months, I think it's worth testing out new therapists, because sometimes like you don't even realize it, but like it's just not a good match and that therapist is not the right therapist for you. I don't know. What do you guys think? What does ODD stand for, y'all? Oppositional defiance disorder. Okay. Sometimes one parent is safe and the one is like the enemy. I wonder if they've checked for a brain tumor yet. That's a very classic Reddit. Something crazy is happening. I don't know the answer. Brain tumor. I feel like there's something this guy isn't telling us. I'm not getting that vibe because because if he was like, my son is like this, I don't know why, there's nothing I can do, I would believe that. But he also was kind of like, hey, we threw him in therapy, we're trying to get him diagnosed, we've tried meds, we've tried no meds. Like, to me, I'm not getting here that he's doing some bad shit on the back end, that we should be accusing him of doing anything bad. I'm not getting that vibe just personally from what I read. I think it's more like, if they are doing stuff and taking him to doctors and therapists, I'm almost like, are those doctors or therapists qualified? Also, really quick, I'm just gonna look up oppositional defiance disorder really quick, because I actually don't know if I know what the definition of this is. Oppositional defiant disorder includes a frequent and ongoing pattern of anger, irritability, arguing, and defiance towards parents and other authority figures. ODD also includes being spiteful and seeking revenge, a behavior called vindictiveness. These emotional and behavioral issues cause serious problems with family life, social activities, school, and work. But as a parent, you don't have to try to manage a child with ODD alone. The only interesting thing here, and granted, I'm on one Mayo Clinic article, but they didn't include any physical responses, because that's the big thing, is that the kid's actively trying to hurt OP, whereas this is more like argumentative and defiant, angry and irritable mood, hurtful and revengeful behavior, and hurtful behavior being says mean and hateful things when upset. But I don't think it should be ruled out by any means. The jump to violence is probably the weird one to me, and I just want to know if it's consistent with all the parents. Like, is OP just strictly like, this is only happening to me and just me, or is it like also happening to other people that are interacting with this 8-year-old? The therapist would have caught this though. The behavior is so hard to ignore. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, how could they have taken this child to a doctor and a therapist, and both of them didn't tell OP like, hey, we think your son has ODD? Because like, he didn't bring it up in the paragraph, so I'm assuming that they haven't gotten a proper diagnosis of the kid. So like, I'm wondering if that's like, maybe like violence isn't included in that. I don't know. I said this earlier, but I'm more leaning towards the therapist and the doctor must be incompetent, right? Jumping straight to violence is nuts. I do have to say that is kind of crazy. Oh, he's too young to be diagnosed with it yet. Really? You can only be diagnosed with it if you're 18? Are you sure? Because I know it said something, symptoms of ODD generally begin during preschool years. So I don't know if that's true, Dragon. I don't think that's true. Let me go over here. I realize there's an edit here. I feel like we're kind of in this weird, like, we need more information area, and I think OP does provide some information here. So let's read the edit as well as some of the relevant comments. So the edit that OP threw on this post is, thank you to everyone for the advice. Special shout out to the super weirdo anti-natalists, particularly the feminist who made super sure to tell me she was a feminist before telling me to have a post-birth abortion. Post-birth abort? Isn't that just murder? Shit, bro. There really do be some crazies out there. Oh my God. No single comment made me realize how ahead of the game I am as a parent than that one. We are getting a second psych evaluation soon, so I'll write a second post with results of that. Many of you are absolutely convinced someone else is abusing him and are unwilling to accept evidence to the contrary. There's no sign of anyone in his life abusing him, nor is there much opportunity. When he's not at school, he's with us, save for a few rare occasions where we get a trusted, close family babysitter to go on a date. We've asked him if anyone is hurting him or touching him, and he has said no. And we make sure both our kids understand what's inappropriate and know they should tell us if anyone tries anything like that. This is the least likely possibility. I want to go to the relevant comments. I think we just need to gather all the information here. Okay, so a commenter did ask, how's the relationship between your son and his mother? OP replied, mostly normal, except the added strain of how he treats me. We have a healthy, loving marriage and a daughter as well. Everything outside my son is as you'd expect. That's so weird that it's only at OP. Commenter 2, I've read something similar before. Is it possible that on some level, your son either sees you as a threat to his relationship with his mother, or is jealous of your relationship with her and is therefore attacking you to get you to step away? I remember reading about a young boy who was feral to his father because he felt some need to protect his mother and couldn't stand that anyone else would love her. He was violent towards his sibling too. I really wish I can remember where I read it. OP, this is a possible theory, just one of many. We have no particular reason to believe this over any other theory. Wow, that's terrifying. Oh my God. Commenter 3, real question. How is he with animals? The way you describe his behavior seems antisocial at minimum. That's actually such a good question. Like, does this kid have a problem making friends at school? Like, I'm so curious how concentrated this behavior is at OP. Or if this kid is like a weird kid who has trouble like making friends, participating in group activities, things like that maybe somebody who is a sociopath or a psychopath would have issues with. If he's violent with you and callous about animals, there could be a touch of sociopathy or psychopathy. Is it psychopathy? Oh my God. Am I saying those right? There could be a touch of sociopathy. Am I saying those words right? Now I'm doubting myself. It's not sociopathy. I know that for a fact. Psychopathy, psychopathy. Sorry. I'm so sorry. My dumb little rat brain. I apologize, chat. Let me keep going. There could be a touch of sociopathy or psychopathy at play. And at 8 years old, chances are he's not opening up to his therapist about his issues. He's probably giving a lot of I don't know answers when asked questions, which is how kids react when they think they are in trouble for their behavior. OP replied to that saying he definitely doesn't open up about why he does anything. No signs of violence towards anyone or anything other than me. Maybe this is only in the TV shows, but aren't there like questions that you can ask to like gauge if someone is a psychopath or a sociopath? Like, isn't there like a test where like especially a kid would have no clue that they were being tested for that type of stuff? So interesting, man. Okay, so sounds like there is a test. It also looks like that a lot of you guys are still not getting good vibes from OP, which I wouldn't say the vibes are on point by any means, but he hasn't said or done anything that makes me put him in the this guy is the problem box, you know? Someone asked how OP's son is at school. OP replied, we just had a yearly meeting with his special needs team at school. They had only good things to say, no indication of bullying. He loves friends and people except one. Has there been any other explanations for OP's son's behavior? As I mentioned, we have taken him several places. He's diagnosed with ADHD. We've told them ADHD isn't the whole story, but they seem stumped. We will keep trying. He may be on the spectrum, seems to have anxiety and sensory processing issues, but doctors aren't diagnosing him with anything other than ADHD so far. I wasn't a perfect child, but I'm neurologically typical. I feel like the kid being on the spectrum could be a little bit of an explanation, right? Unless OP is doing something to the son or to his wife. I low-key think what this commenter set up here about for some reason this young boy feels like he needs to alienate his dad from his mom because they're competing for attention. Like, that's the one that makes the most sense to me as of right now. With the information that we're getting and the animosity only being directed at OP. Another commenter left a list of questions here. What age did this start? OP replied 5 years old. Does he physically attack anyone else besides you? OP replied no. Does he attack you when you are alone? The answer is yes. When you're with family? The answer is also yes. And when you are in public, the answer is no. Interesting. Wait, I want him to elaborate on that. How do they interact in public? Like, when they're in public, are they all hunky-dory? He acts like nothing is wrong? Or does the son, like, ignore OP? That's so interesting. Like, the only time he doesn't feel the need to hurt his dad is when they're in public. Commenter asks, do the two of you ever have normal interactions, morning, midday, or night? For example, if you were driving somewhere in a car, would he literally be attacking you while you were driving? OP replied, normal interactions are very rare. It's been months. He will attack me while driving, typically throwing things at me. We told him it's dangerous and can cause an accident. And then we did get in an accident over the summer and he stopped. The accident was the other driver's fault, not my son's. Whoa, interesting. And then the last question is, has he seen a psychiatrist or psychologist? And OP replied, yes. I'm like trying to dive into this son's behavior. I just don't know like what any of it means. Like, I think it's super fascinating that he doesn't attack OP in public. He only does it in private or in front of the family, and that he was doing bad behaviors and then he stopped when he recognized the result that his actions could lead to, even though the way he recognized it wasn't because his actions caused it. Like, I'm so fucking fascinated by this. Y'all are saying it in chat right now. I feel like the current doctors are failing him. Not saying that this is an easy diagnosis, but like there has to be something they can do. Okay, so we have one last comment also asking questions. First one, how old is your daughter? How does she respond when he's violent? OP replied, she is 5. She will comfort me almost daily. Honestly, I don't know what she does when he's acting up. I'm focused on not bleeding. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Second question we've already had answered, but OP elaborates a little bit. How old was he when this started? He was 5 when it started. At first, it was just throwing things at walls. Then there was a time where he just hated me, but wasn't attacking me. Now it's directed at me rather than the walls. And then finally, the last question, is inpatient treatment possible? This cannot continue and will probably get worse as he gets bigger. Eventually, he will be able to take you out. OP replied, I'm not sure we are quite ready for inpatient treatment, but that's starting to enter the conversation. Yeah, bro, like what else do you do with a kid who is literally a danger to your existence and could only get worse as he gets older and learns how to inflict pain better? Man, I mean, as much as we got more information, I'm still stumped, y'all. My conclusion on this is I don't think OP's doing anything wrong from what he's giving us. It doesn't sound like he caused this, and who knows, maybe he's playing the I have no clue, I'm just not telling you intentionally card. But for me, with the information that we're given, I think this is like a deeper psychological thing that's a combination of the autism, ADHD, kind of the mental illnesses that he's dealing with. And then I think there has to be something about the mother. Either he's jealous that OP spends time with the mother, or he does feel a need to protect the mother, which I don't know, maybe OP is doing something bad. I think we're all on the same page here. Bare minimum, they need better help from doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, because what they're getting right now ain't it. I feel like I have no room to talk shit about therapists, and I could be completely wrong for this, but I feel like if you're a therapist and an 8-year-old is bamboozling you in terms of getting the right answers from them, I feel like as a therapist, you might not be doing a good enough job. Like, it's an 8-year-old. You can trick 8-year-olds into doing a lot of things. I feel like you could easily trick the kid into talking about his feelings. Me personally, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but I feel like if you had a good psychiatrist and or a good therapist, they'd be able to eventually extract what the hell is going on with this kid. As someone in mental health field who works with therapists closely, so many therapists suck ass. Yeah, that kind of like scares me, bro. I think a lot of it has to do with your philosophy around therapy. And you also have to bank on your therapist being a good person, by the way, because like therapists could be manipulative. They can help lead you down paths of thought that could be unhealthy, but they for some reason deem it healthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. OP did use therapist singular, nor does his therapist or doctors. Okay, so it sounds like maybe they've been to multiple doctors. To me, I feel like this is more of a psychologist thing, right? Like a psychologist needs to break this down and figure it out. Update 1, May 13th, 2025, 3 months later. Hello, some of you folks asked for an update when I first posted, including some who seem to feel lost in a similar situation. I'd like to thank the insane people on my last post who told me to give up on my son. The laughs were therapeutic, and also please never have kids of your own. We took him to get evaluated again, as it was pretty clear what we were dealing with was more than just ADHD. It took us a while to find a place we thought would do it right this time. Then it took some more time to get a slot, but today we got the official diagnosis. He has the ADHD and a severe version of it, but he's also mildly autistic. On top of this, he has high anxiety and signs of depression. Some of you guys were suggesting pandas and ODD, and he does seem to have some of those symptoms, but like the autism, there are things about him that don't fit those diagnoses. What is pandas? I don't even know what that is. Pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococcal infections. Oh, like strep? Wait, that's a thing? What? Pandas is a condition characterized by the sudden onset of psychiatric and neurological symptoms in children and adolescents following a group A strep infection. That's fucking crazy. What do you mean strep could cause a kid to have psychiatric and neurological symptoms? What? Wow. Holy shit. There are things about him that aren't typical of autism. For instance, he loves being social. These inconsistencies and the fact that he was younger and had severe ADHD, which masked the autism, made an autism diagnosis difficult at that time. So why does he hate me? As best as I understand it so far, this is what happened. When he was halfway into kindergarten is when it started. His disabilities caused him to struggle as compared to his peers, which led to feelings of inadequacy. Being 5, he didn't have the tools to handle that. So he began coming home from school and destroying the house as a way to express his feelings. We would try to reason with him patiently, but he wouldn't hear it. We tried many other ways of helping him, but the house was getting destroyed, and the only thing that would get him to stop would be sharp, loud commands from my scary male voice. Stop that. So that's what I would do every time he started acting up, because that's what worked. What I was doing, though I didn't know it, was using his anxiety to scare him into behaving better. As time went on and I continued this, I became the scary figure in his life to be feared. The anxiety built until it became a complicated hate. So, where are we now? I see it in chat already. The people calling out the dad were right, but like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just think this is like a series of unfortunate events. I don't think yelling "stop that" at a kid destroying your house is necessarily like the worst thing in the world that you can do to a kid. I was expecting much worse. I don't know about y'all, but my parents yelled at me here and there to stop that when I was doing some fuck shit. And as a kid, I kind of needed an authority figure to tell me to stop that because I was doing some fuck shit. They need to be told why no means no. I agree with you. As also a kid who wasn't always told why I needed to stop that. I agree. Could it be better? Yes. But like, I don't really think this is like an uncommon parenting thing to do. Especially too, you know, I'm not giving OP the benefit of the doubt because like, who knows? But like, there are some things where I was explained why I shouldn't do stuff, but then I also still continued to do it. Did my parents tell me why every single time? No. I think it's just the perfect storm of like autism and anxiety and being 5 years old. So where are we now? He doesn't attack me on site usually, which is an improvement, but when I come home from work, he often wants to be alone in his room now. When we go out in public, things are better, but at home, the anxiety he attaches to me is still present, though not as intense. How did I fix it? First, I stayed away. I let things chill out for a few weeks, and when he would attack me, instead of getting angry and punishing him, defending myself by shoving him off me, I remained calm and had my wife correct him instead. Then I decided I needed to talk to him about all this. I knew that going to his room meant immediate bleeding on my part, so I would armor up in a winter coat and gloves, enter his room, and calmly fend his attacks off. It would end with me restraining him on the floor and just talking to him about his behavior and why it led to my behavior and why I never meant to be scary, but I had to be scary to stop the madness. This had a little bit of a positive effect, but it took a long time. I did this routine for weeks without much progress. He would attack me, I would restrain him, I would talk and ask him to open up, and he would be silent. Then I finally found something that clicked. I told him I loved him and always would, and that I thought he was a special and talented kid, and that I would always be proud of him. He cried in my arms and got angry and wanted me to stop, but I pushed through. So then for a couple of weeks, I kept letting him know that, and over time, his reaction to it became normalized, which is how I knew he really believed and understood it. Now we have a routine I call daddy therapy time, and when I come in his room and say, let's talk, he gets straight like a pencil on his bed, and I kind of compress him into the bed, and his head hangs off, which he likes for some reason. He has been opening up gradually and actually talking instead of just me talking. Some days are still hard. He still takes everything out on me, but that's okay. Better me than anyone else. That's my job. I still get bit and scratched, but less often now. And I think things will continue to be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. For you overwhelmed parents out there, keep trying. There's hope. Interesting method. I can't say that I would have thought that the way to unscare your kid is to do something scary like restrain them. But I guess it's working. So like, do I really have the legs to stand on to judge it? I don't know. Interesting approach. It feels like the wrong approach. But hey, if it works, you know? I gave my kid positive affirmations and now he loves me. I feel like you can do that without restraining your kid, you know? Like, can you do it through the door? I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't be as effective. Maybe restraining him and hugging him makes him feel more loved. I don't know. Relevant comments. So the first comment is someone saying they highly recommend getting the son a weighted blanket. OP said, thanks for the tip. We got him a weighted blanket, but he doesn't like it. Another commenter said, if weighted things are a no, maybe a light blanket with something he loves on it. And then the commenter also said, you mentioned he likes to lay with his head hanging off the bed. Maybe he would really like a sensory swing. OP, I'll look into the swing. That's new to me. Commenter 3 said you intentionally became a weighted blanket for him. That's very funny and very cute. OP replied, yeah, and I guess the head hanging over the bed is also a form of therapy too. All I knew was that's what he wanted, and it seemed to work, so I just kind of accidentally came up with it. Like I said, y'all, interesting approach. If it works though, you know? Like, I always think of like the sensory horse brush. That's probably not the right way to put it, but that brush that like people with autism like, and it like helps them relax and chill out. I'm not making this up. I fucking promise. Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about because like I have friends with autism. I swear. Actually, my friend, he's a comedian. He literally like has a bit about this brush or whatever. Like, you know, someone had to have the idea idea of, oh, maybe if I take this brush and brush my autistic child, they'll like it. It worked. So I don't know. Bro, please tell me you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't gaslight me like this. Oh my God. Do I have to fucking Google this right now? I'm providing the evidence. This is my friend James. He is a comedian in Minneapolis. He has autism and he literally has this clip about it, bro. Oh, here it is.
I got really bad like sensory problems. That's a big thing with autism. It was bad when I was younger. It was super bad. I didn't like certain fabrics really bothered me. I didn't like tags on clothing. I didn't like just the wind. Hated the wind, dude. And you can't do a lot in life if you don't like clothes or outside. So my mom had to like figure something out. She got this sensory brush for children on the spectrum. If you don't know what that is, it's just a horse brush for autistic kids.
Who was saying I'm making shit up? Oh, you guys might have been rage baiting me. But the rage bait successful. I pulled out the receipts, chat. Not me fucking falling for your guys' rage.
And every day she would just brush me down with that thing. Arms, legs, back. Not my stomach, I'd throw up. Feet, hands.
This is such a good bit, by the way. My boy's so fucking funny, y'all. Shout out James. I missed him.
And it's crazy because it did like help. It helped the sensory issues. It did feel like I was being trained to race other autistic children. They're like, we got a lot of money on you on this next one, Spectrum Stallion. Here's the sugar cube.
Spectrum Stallion goes crazy, bro. New update. Update number 2, September 3rd, 2025. 4.5 months later. And I actually think that's 4.5 months after the update 1, which means 7.5 months since the original post. I was inspired to give you an update because 2 things have happened recently. 1, no more outbursts, no more biting or attacking me, no more throwing things at the walls. As a result, we've repainted and put the decorations back up. 2, he made some art at school of what he loves the most, and I made the cut with his mom. Oh, wait, that's so fucking cute. Oh my God. Things have been great lately. Back to relative normal. I think I mentioned this, but he has ADHD, mild autism, mild ODD, high anxiety, mild depression. This made parenting tricky since negative behavior correction triggers his ODD, but positive correction was also something he hates. We still do the daddy therapy time, but not daily, only as needed. When I need to correct behavior, I press him into this bed or the couch and tell him what he did wrong and what to do instead. He only takes it well using this method. Okay. I mean, whatever works, right? We started sending him to neurotherapy, which is something where they put electrodes on his head and have him do tasks. It sounded like crazy woo-woo sci-fi stuff to me, but I swear it's working. When his therapist went on vacation for 2 weeks, we noticed a difference. I don't know how long we will be able to afford to do it the way the economy is going, but hopefully as long as he needs. I've been doing Cub Scouts with him one-on-one, which has helped restore our own relationship. Forcing the one-on-one time with me was important to get things to start to turn around. To those of you with similar struggles, hang in there. I'll comment with a picture that I think is really neat if I can figure out how. Wait, where's the fucking picture, bro? What do you mean? There's no picture. I was hoping for a picture that would have been so wholesome. That would have been so cute. There is one relevant comment here. It's just the commenter saying neurodivergent kids tell us what they need. We need to be open to hear it. And OP replied, my son very rarely tells us what he needs, actually. Almost never, but thank you. That's a crazy thing to say. I get it, is sometimes they have to tell you, maybe not through words and maybe actions and things like that. But I feel like it's more like general broad, like I need help. And I think that applies to all kids. Like, it's not like an 8-year-old's being like, oh yes, I have Googled my symptoms and I think that I need a doctor who can help me with my mild depression and anxiety. Like, no, they're usually telling you vis-a-vis bad behaviors. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. You know what? Now that I say that, maybe OP's autism is showing here, because maybe that's what that commenter meant. The commenter's like, your kid will tell you everything that you need. You just need to take what they're giving you, which is sometimes not words. And OP's like, my son has never told me anything. Like, maybe this is OP's neurotypical showing. Every behavior is communication. I think that's the moral of this story that we should take. Every behavior is communication. Also, don't go to one doctor, especially if that doctor is not working. It sounds like OP needed to set their son up with a therapist and a doctor who was more qualified to actually help with their situation. My brother's 2 sons somehow turned out to be alt-right conservatives. They literally say they're better than black people and are more deserving of going to college. My brother told them if they can't recognize their privilege, then they can figure out how to pay for college. We have a 39 male OP, a 45 male brother, and a 16 male and 14 male 2 sons. So they're not even past the age of 18. Originally posted to r/relationship advice on October 21st, 2020. 2020. Okay, so for reference, this is like balls deep into COVID, probably when all the Black Lives Matter stuff is happening as well. My brother doesn't use Reddit, so I thought I'd try and get some advice for him. These kids were always a bit odd and awkward, but we always just chop that up to being kids. We are all very close. I see them about twice a week. I live in Oakland, and they live about 10 minutes east of Oakland, which is a very white suburb. The boys said there's 5 black people at their school, and they were all recruited to play sports there, and they both play football and are teammates with a few of them. But it's not like we live in the South or anything. I'm making a mental note here on that. They literally repeat shit you see on 4chan, are all about QAnon, and start arguments anytime they can. Bro, if they're down the 4chan QAnon rabbit hole, they might be gone. I remember being a teenage boy and loved pushing buttons, but they will say the most misogynistic, homophobic, racist stuff, and then when I try to talk to them about it, they call me a liberal snowflake. I try to approach it by asking questions and guiding their thought process, saying, how would you feel if XYZ? And they say, I wouldn't care because I would just work hard, or I wouldn't whine about it. I've obviously talked to my brother about this privately, and he's just at his wit's end. I suggested he force them to volunteer in Oakland or something like that and try to show them how normal people of less privilege are. I've always thought if you get exposed to the group you're adverse to, you'll realize how similar you both are. My brother finally snapped and asked them why they get to go to college and not all the kids at Oakland Tech, and they literally said they're better than them, and it's proven to be such. And they deserve to go to college more because affirmative action is bullshit. Mind you, they both get mostly C's and a few B's. It's always the motherfuckers who don't actually get good grades, who talking shit about multicultural scholarships and shit like that. My brother acted out of impulse and told them they can find their own way to pay for college, but is sticking to his guns, and now the boys won't talk to him and have told me they blame black people for getting their dad to think this way. I am shocked by their behavior, but feel my brother's decision will just push them further down this path. It's okay for them to be Republican. Hell, if they were just Trump supporters, I feel like they could make it work to just avoid certain conversations, but it feels like they're steps away from becoming Nazis. Any advice? I'm just making assumptions here. Based off of this sentence, this is the first part that I was like, it sounds like they go to a very privileged school where like it kind of reinforces everything that they're reading online. Call me a shitty person, but I think these kids need to be sent to a shittier school with more diversity, because it sounds like if they're recruiting people to play sports there and there are 5 black people at the school, it's probably like a private school of some sorts and they're very privileged. Bro, y'all want to live on your fucking little pedestal? Cool. We'll rip that pedestal right out from underneath you. If these are my kids, like I'd fucking yoink. We're sending you to a school so that you can actually see how it really is, bro. How completely underprivileged a lot of black communities are and other minority groups. Also, I think you need to take away their access to the internet. I'm very against taking away teenagers' access to the internet because it isolates them from the communities they identify with. But when the communities they identify with are racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and not the routes you want them to go down, bro, fucking yoink the plug on your router. Get them fucking flip phones. Listen, if they turn 18, unfortunately, there's not much that OP or the brother can do. But for the next 2 to 4 years that those motherfuckers are living in your house, no internet until they can act right. Me personally. And then if they even earn the right for internet back, heavy supervision. Like, this is why I'm a big fan. Like, if you have kids, you need to be checking what they're looking at on the internet. Kids are gonna say stupid shit, and you should be able to have conversation about that stupid shit and explain why it's stupid shit and teach them how to go about it. The easiest case is just porn. Like, porn is probably the #1 thing, at least for guys, where like parents typically don't want them watching it, but like, let's be completely honest, kids are gonna fucking find that shit. So instead of acting like they are never going to look at it ever, we should address it as, hey, I know you're gonna find this shit, just when you do, I need you to be coached on it. I think that level of internet supervision is super healthy and completely necessary in today's day and age, or else your kids are gonna fall down the tater tot rabbit hole. They're gonna download 4chan and they're gonna start listening to these fucking morons on the internet. There needs to be more supervision for kids on the internet. I don't care if they're fucking 16. It's never too late for a 16-year-old to fall down the rabbit hole. It's never too late for a 23-year-old to fall down the rabbit hole. Jay said if those kids get their asses kicked by pissing off the wrong person, I would feel no sympathy for them. I think this is probably one of the most controversial takes. I've said it before on my channel. Sometimes that's necessary. I'm not pro bullying, but sometimes there are people who are entitled and they act a certain way. And at a young age, when they're developmental, you don't want them growing up feeling like that, because then they bring it into adulthood and that turns into negative traits as major as becoming a Nazi or as minor as just not being able to hold down a job. And I say this also, chat, coming from a place where this happened to me. Like, I've talked about this before. I played on an older hockey team. I thought I was hot shit. I was annoying as fuck. Somebody put me in my place. Did I perceive it as mean at the time? Yes. But I look back at it now and I'm like, I was being fucking annoying. I was keeping them up late while we were out traveling, I think like in Boston or Dallas or something like that. And we needed to be in bed so we could get up, be rested well to play the next morning. And I was being loud and annoying with another kid. One of the other kids just walked up, punched me in the leg, went back to bed. And I shut the fuck up. And then I never did it again. Listen, do I think bullying is okay? No. But do I think every once in a while there needs to be a correction? And sometimes the only way that correction happens is by fucking around and finding out? Yes. I do think sometimes the fuck around and find out principle just needs more opportunity for you to find out. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Tell your brother that he is the man. These kids will get a firm reality check in their coming years if they don't check their outlook on life and society. Sounds like they are headed down a destructive path and fast. They are 16 and 14. They need their dad and will soon be begging for his help if he himself doesn't budge. If he does, they know they can get away with this bullshit. Tell him to stand his ground. OP, that's what I said to him at first. Like, maybe you should have threatened something smaller, because if he doesn't follow through with this, it'll be an empty threat and they won't take him seriously. I mean, I don't even think you should be like threatening stuff. Like, this is a change in behavior type of issue. Like, oh, hey, you feel a certain way about these people? Like, we're gonna overexpose the fuck out of you. We're gonna take away your internet. We're gonna yoink away all the things that are feeding you this information. And we're gonna start at least trying to feed you different information. Commenter 2. So I assume from the bit about the kids getting recruited to their school for sports that they're in a private school. So step 1 would be send them to a public school. That's why I said, well, maybe not exactly like that, but that's what I meant. They'll get worse at first, seeing a large sample size with a spectrum of behavior from their peers of color, but they'll see it from white kids as well. And they'll see plenty of counter examples in the non-white kids. Eventually, there will be so many exceptions to their standard view that it will hollow out like a Swiss cheese of racist naivete. Step 2 is no more allowances, cars, luxuries, whatever else he is giving them. They want to earn and be better than others? Cool. Go get shit jobs and fast food. The best route would be work under managers who are not white. I think this is better than volunteering, because when you volunteer with disadvantaged communities, it's challenging not to look down on them and reinforce the views they have. I like that shit. I actually do like that a lot. It's like, all right, bitch, you think you're better? Cool, show me. Actually, those are steps 2 and 3. Step 1 is to cut them off from the internet. Bro, this is me. Surprise, I'm this guy. This is me 5 years later, but wearing a catsuit. Trade in the smartphones for flip phones. Parental controls on the computers, and move any computers out of their bedrooms. He needs to treat this like you treat a 10-year-old who's been caught with internet porn. As for college, if they want to go, they should pay their own way. That means debt, work during school, and a higher DTI ratio after graduating. So far, they've been the recipients of others' work and deceived themselves into believing they have earned it or deserve it. Let them see what they can earn without daddy's help. The experience should provide empathy, but even if it doesn't, it will help prevent their joining the yacht club frats that breed racism on campus. OOP replied to that saying, they go to public school, but it's one of the best ones in California and is almost all white. I don't think kids are technically recruited, but there's always a few that drive in from Oakland or Richmond to play sports because it's a pretty good football school. I didn't think of what you were saying though, but maybe sending them to Oakland High or even Skyline could be the move. Whether it's a public school or a private school, they're clearly at a more privileged school where they're not being introduced to the right crowds. You need to introduce them to the right crowd. I think that's the most important part. And also, it doesn't even sound like they're really thriving at the school, bro. They're getting fucking B's and C's. Like, I shouldn't shit on that, I know, but like, that's not good enough to keep them in their privileged school, you know, and feel bad about disrupting their academic career. The top comment on the post, it's a crazy idea, but hear me out. It could benefit them to sit down and talk with a reformed white supremacist. They need to look at what they could become in the future and hear from someone who's thought like them and learn from their mistakes. There are lots of groups out there that can help to de-radicalize the members of hate groups and help them rehabilitate like life after hate. If you can find one of these organizations, reach out and see if they can help you with the situation. I really wish you the best of luck. All right. Okay. I mean, I still think all this stuff is super necessary too, but I think this is a good first step. Let them hear it firsthand, because all they're hearing is their little fucking echo chamber. Y'all, I kind of just want to hop to the update. I feel like we've heard and given everything that we can about what we think OP and the brothers should do. I think we just got to see, like, what the fuck did y'all do, you know? Update October 26, 2025 days later. Okay, so not a ton of time for progress, but let's see where this goes. This is an interesting interesting situation for me to be in because they are family and very close, but it is obviously my brother's and his wife's decision, and I'm just here to support it. I showed them every comment, and we were just talking about everything in their backyard Thursday night. I was surprised by my brother saying, I'm not backing down, but we need to make sure they don't feel completely cut off. We need to treat them normally, tell them we love them, reinforce positive behavior, eat dinners as a family, etc., etc. There were a few comments suggesting that punishment will only reinforce their belief that they are victims of this situation, and we discussed how important it is for them to still feel loved and supported. And then we decided I would take them backpacking just to get some space between them and their parents. I don't think that's gonna do anything. I just really don't, bro. Like, what? Did you not love and support them up until this point to where they're white supremacists? What do you mean? Like, clearly the love and support that you have been showing isn't fucking good. It feels like, oh yes, we just got so much good information from the internet. We're not gonna fucking do any of it. What do you fucking mean, bro? You're gonna take them backpacking. I didn't have any big speech or anything planned. I wanted to go into it letting them initiate the conversation and me just listening and asking questions, so that's what I did. We did a 2-night trip up in Tahoe along the PCT. It was nice enough weather-wise, but we got really cold Friday night. Luckily, we were able to stumble upon one of the Sierra Club huts, so we had great shelter. But I think it toughened them up a little bit, and I was pleasantly surprised by their resilience. The boys were really grumpy and didn't talk at all on the drive up, and it was pretty quiet for the first mile or so, and then they just started talking. The younger one just said, "Do you really think Dad was being serious?" And I just responded, "I'm not entirely sure, but ultimately it's up to him. Why do you ask? Do you think that's fair?" They started complaining about how it wasn't fair, and how he's just been tricked by the leftist media, and I just kept asking them why they thought that, and was trying just to get them to say the stuff they were thinking out loud, with hopes that they would hear how crazy it sounds. We got to the lake on day 2, and it was a much better day. They really felt like the kids I watched growing up, and they started reminiscing over past family trips and school before COVID. We talked about sports, girls, everything. I was careful, but I tried to thread in points about racism and privilege to what they were talking about, like with their black teammates on the football team, and I asked them what they had to go through at their school and what they've overcome. Turns out one of the kids has gone through some major shit that he shared with the football team, and I honestly feel like I got them to empathize. We talked about politics too, and I stressed to them that there's nothing wrong with being Republican, but you have to form your own ideas about things instead of repeating what talking heads say. I asked them about their social studies classes, and it really feels like they're trying to be contrarians because they love to argue. And they said that they get into arguments all the time in class. All in all, I just wanted them to feel like they weren't being abandoned, and my goal was just to listen, because it was my fear that they felt they weren't being heard and would then lash out. We got home yesterday afternoon and their parents made them a big lunch, and we all ate together, talked about the trip, and laughed together. Toward the end of the meal, their dad got more serious and talked about last week. He said something to the tune of, "I want you to know that we love you very much and always will. We're proud of so many things that you have done, but we need to be clear that this racist and hateful behavior is not okay." He then said that they are both getting jobs as soon as possible, and their dad is letting them put that money into their own checking accounts. And then he has separate accounts set up for their education, and told them that he will match each dollar they put in the education account. And if there's any left over at the end of college, it's theirs to do with what they please. The parents will still feed them and buy them clothes, but everything else, including gas and auto insurance, is on them. The boys were annoyed by this, obviously, but they seemed relieved that they weren't going to have to pay for all of their own college. Additionally, he asked them how much screen time per day do they think is reasonable. They said 2 hours, and their dad said, maybe 1 day, but let's find a middle ground. And they agreed on 1 hour a day after their homework, sports, and jobs were completed. And they could only use devices in common areas of the house. After the hour, they're going to show mom or dad what they watched or played. He also told them they're getting flip phones, and if they wanted an iPhone again, they could pay for it themselves. Okay. Me and my brother discussed a few of the comments that were kind enough to shed light on forcing them to volunteer, and we heard you. The last stipulation was that they are going to volunteer with a charity of their choice once a month. Doesn't have to be in Oakland or to do with POC, and they would be the ones to reach out and set it up. All in all, I think this weekend was a success. The boys are mad, but it feels like they're overwhelmed with this new sense of responsibility, which I think is a good thing because it means they're taking this seriously. Now it's on their parents to keep up with it and enforce everything. We're asking around to see if any of our friends know a reformed racist person to talk to them, but I think we might wait to see how this plays out a little bit. Thank you to everyone for your support and advice. I might make another update in a few months to let you know how all this goes. I mean, not bad. I feel like the only good part about this, like really good part, is that they now have more responsibilities in terms of getting jobs and paying for stuff themselves and saving up for their own college. I'm still not a huge fan about the screen time thing because I still feel like they can hide everything. Like, it's like, go on your screen for an hour and then show us what you watched. If they really wanted to, they could just not show you everything that they've been watching. Like, they could fake it. They could just pull up like one of their favorite YouTubers or streamers and be like, oh, I watched this. It's just a silly little video. Hee hee. I don't know. I also really think they should have had the kids talk to a reformed racist before all of that. Because now I also feel like as much as they need this wake up call, they can still be like, oh, my dad just is taking away our money because he's brainwashed by the leftist media. Like, they could say the exact same thing about all the things that they're doing right now. I don't know. I think talking to someone first and then establishing everything, like, that's the order of operations for me in my head. I'm sad there's no update. What, these kids are now like 21 and 19? Like, what happened to them, you know? I guess we'll never know, chat. Dragon said that was kind of lame. Yeah, bro. Like, you just told us that you were raising white supremacists and your answer was, we need to make them feel loved still. I'm sorry, but the kitty gloves needed to come off the second they were like saying racist shit, because clearly the love and support you've been showing them has not led them down the right path. Now we got to put on the big kid gloves. You know what I'm saying? No more, oh, it's okay that you're racist and misogynistic, we still love you. Like, now it's time to be like, hey bro, if this continues, you're gonna be a fucking loser. You're going down the wrong paths. I want to be very clear. I'm blaming the parents too, by the way. I think as a parent, you need to be very on top of this. Like, this has probably been something that's been going on for a while and that you saw signs to and just ignored until now it's a big fucking snowball that's rolling 100 miles per hour down the hill and getting bigger. Like, I almost need OP to kind of be like, hey brother, you fucked up here. As much as like it's bad that these kids went down this path, they wouldn't have gone down that path if the parents had been more on top of what their kids were seeing on social media. I hope those kids are not fucking little idiot racists anymore. Like, I hope that's something the family can just kind of laugh about now, you know? I learned the real reason my ex left me. Ooh. This does have a new update off of True Off My Chest. Is that the one that you said is your favorite?
Yeah. Today Effed Up's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we have the original post on May 3rd, 2025, so it's relatively recent.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Posting because I really don't know how to feel about this, and I just needed to get it off my chest. Sorry for the long post. There's a lot to unpack. Backstory first. So around 2 years ago, my ex-fiance, who I'd been in a relationship with for almost 10 years, unceremoniously just left me.
Is this literally
Wait.
this? Is this?
Who said that? Was that Allie? Allie, is this you?
Is this you?
Did we find your story?
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. It never fully made sense to me as there were no warning signs. We were actively planning our wedding and finally agreed to try for a baby as we were both in our 30s and time was ticking.
Oh.
Then one day, he just started acting sort of off. Wasn't saying I love you before he left for work for the day. Was spending more time out drinking with his friends than he was at home.
Oh.
Cheating, for sure.
Cheating?
That's gotta be it.
For sure.
If he was doing more weird stuff, brain tumor.
Dude, that's happened before.
Yeah, no, that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
Yeah.
surprising how much it's like, oh, this guy's a bad person. Oh, he has a brain tumor. Now I feel bad.
Right?
And he has 3 months left to live.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
God.
great.
Oh, God. He'd been struggling with his mental health since COVID lockdown, so I assumed he was having a bit of a downward spiral. So I sat down with him one day and just asked him if everything was okay with him. He tried to brush it off initially and kept saying he was fine. So I changed the question and asked if we were okay. He looked like he really didn't want to answer. So I asked again. He paused, and in that moment, I knew it was over. I asked if he still loved me. He said he loved me, but wasn't in love with me anymore. And that was it. Within a week, he had moved out, leaving 90% of his belongings to be collected at a later date, and to serve as a constant reminder that he was gone. Dude, I feel like that I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore is just kind of like a stupid statement.
It is,
Yeah.
because I feel like, what does that even mean? Like, how much of a difference really is that? If you've been engaged and stuff, like
Yeah.
with friends, I get that, right?
Well,
you can love your friends, but you're in love with your partner,
Yeah.
something like that. But if
Yeah.
you're already like ready to get married and have kids, how do you differentiate that?
Well,
you know?
I think the way to differentiate it is like, what did he say? I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
The in love with you is like a passionate kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that I'm I love you is like a compassionate kind of thing. So I think maybe the intensity's not there anymore.
For sure.
a good way to
I
say
just
it.
think that's not a line you give to a partner you've been with for 10 years. Because like,
Yeah,
you just,
no.
you know, like that's a line that you give to someone to friend zone them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's like,
Yeah.
if you've been with them for 10 years, just at least have the balls to be like, hey, the romantic thing isn't there, which I
Exactly.
think is implied with the in love. In my
Right.
opinion,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Just harsh, man.
that is, I feel like that would make it worse. Like, oh, you're in love with me, or you love me, but you're not in love with me anymore.
Right.
Wow.
right. That makes it way less confusing. Thank you for clearing that up. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
dissect that in therapy later.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
To say it hit me hard was an understatement. I spiraled massively. I was at the lowest point I'd ever been in my life, so I tried to end it all. It just hurt too much, feeling like there was something so wrong with me that he had to just leave.
Oh.
Fortunately, a friend managed to get me to the hospital before I did any serious
Oh
damage to
my
myself.
gosh. Okay.
While I still felt awful about myself most of the time, it got a little easier. Oh my god, shout out to friend.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
so
That's
friend.
so tough, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
I
mean, your world completely turns on its head in
I
that
know.
moment. It's crazy that like breaking up after 10 years and then within a week, completely gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, what a loss that is. Because, yeah.
It's kind of like mourning a death.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, absolutely. Like I think you
Yeah.
grieve a 10-year relationship similar to how you would grieve like a
Oh,
death
yeah.
of somebody.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like worse in some ways. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but it's just like so hard because it's like they're still out there.
Yeah,
You know what I
yes.
mean? Like,
no, dude.
but
Oh
for
my
some
god.
reason they just don't want to be around me. You know, it's like that's hard, man.
You know
Yeah.
that John Mulaney bit where you guys watch John Mulaney? at
Oh,
all?
yeah,
Or, like
yeah.
at least before he like cheated on his wife and
Sure,
stuff. but
sure, yeah.
He had this bit about like my exes can't be out there because they know too much, and I was like, dude, I've never related to something more. Like y'all have seen me in my down baddest. You can't.
Yeah.
The
Right,
fact that you're
right.
still walking around out there and have that information is so scary.
Dude, I know. Well, now you just tell your chat and then you're off the hook.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Actually, I do tell my chat a lot, but it's like, it's more of like the it's not it's more of like the small intimate moment. Like I'm not gonna share with them like
Sure.
like that.
I
kind
shit
of
my
stuff.
pants when I made out with her.
See, but that's funny. No, I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
overshare with chat, right, guys?
No
That's
secrets.
what you gotta do.
I ended up dating that friend a few months later.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
A lot of people said it was too soon to move on, but honestly, I never set out to have another relationship at all. But his constant support, presence, and reassurance that there was nothing wrong with me made me want to spend time with those who truly gave a shit about me.
Wow.
And in time, we developed feelings for each other. We had a beautiful relationship filled with love and laughter. And much to our surprise, I ended up pregnant 9 months into our relationship.
Whoa.
We decided to keep the baby, even though our relationship was still in its early stages. And 9 months later, our beautiful daughter was born.
Oh,
We are
wow.
still strong as ever today and continuing to build an amazing life together as a family.
Oh my gosh.
That's really cute. It's like a good turn of events because I
It
was
is.
like,
Yeah.
oh no.
yeah.
I am a little scared that it's a little too soon. But
Sure.
was he a friend before and he's always had feelings for you? I would like to add if
Good question.
if
Yeah.
he was around, I'd
Good
love to ask that
question.
more.
The friend zoned guy who
Yeah, right.
finally made it out.
Always
Yeah.
wanted a chance.
He's just
Let's
been
go.
waiting. He's been waiting for this.
He gives
day.
us hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of having a kid after we've only been together for 9 months, but
Sure.
people have done it. Sometimes
Yeah.
it works out, and I
Yeah.
feel like too, it's a good energy shift. Like I'm a firm believer with breakups. If you're dwelling in it, it's gonna make it worse. Versus
Yeah.
if you have something else to like put your energy to, whether it's like a work or a
Right.
hobby, then it makes that energy like less prevalent in your life and less
Yeah.
like, you don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she explained it in a good way too. She or he? I don't remember.
She,
Okay.
I believe.
I feel like she explained it in a good way too. Of like, I just don't want to spend any more time not with people who don't care about me. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, it's not like she's just kind of trying to distract herself. It seems like she's just like, you know, life is short.
Wait.
I know this person cares about me. I care about them. So
789 says, I'm particularly scared because she said we had a relationship. No have.
Oh, did she?
Wait.
she
Really?
did say that at a moment, but then she said we're still happy to this day. So
Okay.
that might have
Oh,
just
you're right.
been like a little mishap.
Little
I'm
grammar
hoping.
mistake. I mean, if there's one thing I've learned about reading Reddit sources, is that people are terrible at grammar.
Oh yeah,
It's-
we have
it's
to add
bad.
in so many commas and periods
Oh my
ourselves.
gosh.
Yeah.
No, my chat knows sometimes because I don't proofread these. So like sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'm like trying to figure out what they meant or
Yeah,
what they meant
yeah.
to type. But
Yeah.
you're totally right. You're totally right.
Right.
And I think too. I think it was like we had a great relationship before our child came about.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully,
we are being optimistic today, chat.
yes.
pick up on that. Honestly, I do kind of need your guys.
right.
They're smart.
Can you see chat? Well,
Yeah, I can. We're
okay,
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
I can't. The angles are.
Oh,
weird
you're
with this
totally
right now.
fine.
Oh, you're good.
I don't think OP has specified their gender yet. I was
Okay,
assuming they
okay.
were a girl, but they
Me
can
too,
be back.
but yeah, okay.
So
Yeah, well,
keep
there's
that in mind as
a
we go.
pregnant person in this.
Oh, you know what?
That's
Well,
a
but
great
Yeah.
point.
Guys, you know what? It'd be nice for a chance if a guy got pregnant. Am I right, ladies?
on some like horse, on some seahorse.
Yeah,
Seahorse type
yeah.
stuff?
I love seahorses.
By the way, I'm 6'1" and brown curly hair, and
I would carry your baby if I could.
Yeah.
On our performative male.
Yeah,
era, you know?
exactly.
Now on to present day.
Okay.
I guess my ex has been reflecting on the past recently due to a lot of deaths in his family.
Okay.
And his mother, who I'm still close with today, reached out to me to ask
Gotcha.
whether I'd be willing to meet up with him as he had something to get off his chest.
Oh.
She didn't know what he wanted to talk to me about, as it was something he could only discuss with me, but she would understand if I said no. I decided to think about it for a few days before I agreed that I would meet up with him at a local coffee shop. I got there early because, you know, mama needs her caffeine fix with those early morning wake-ups and night feeds. I was already sat down when he came in, and he gave me the saddest looking smile while I merely just nodded to him and motioned for him to sit down and get out whatever he needed to tell me. All right, this might be my petty bitch inside of me, but
Yeah.
I would have just been like, dude, up yours.
Really?
Like, yeah, I would have been like, you destroyed my life. Like, you,
Yeah.
because, and this is my personal experience with this.
Sure.
When somebody has something to get off of their chest, it's
Yeah.
not for you, it's for them.
Exactly.
So to me, it's like, if this person really did you that dirty, like, let them live with it. Let
Yeah.
them go to their grave being like, wow,
Yeah.
I feel like a bad person because I had this thing to get off my chest.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've had people get stuff off their chest and I've
Really?
been too nice about it. And I look back and I'm like, I should just let them marinate in it, you know?
Yeah, right? Let them
every once in a while think about it.
and wonder what my reaction would be. Yeah,
exactly. Don't give them that forgiveness.
For sure.
I always look at it like a book, like whatever you need to close that chapter, move on to the next. Because you're like, I'm already on to the next thing.
Yeah,
I don't need
exactly.
to know what they have to say. But after
Yeah.
10 years, it'd be kind of nice
That's true. That's
to
very true.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some people where I'm kind of, they like left my life and I'm kind of like, you know, I want to hear what your side of things are. I want to hear what you think about this now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because, and then I would just maybe not say anything or just let them,
Yeah.
or give him a bad reaction or something. What I don't like about this situation is that his mom reached out to her.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
little mommy's boy.
You couldn't even, yeah. I mean, you couldn't even ask me yourself that you wanted to hang out. Like, really?
Yeah, you had to
That's-
get mommy go walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
True.
It's
That's
probably in the
weird.
next booth over.
Mhm,
For
listening
sure.
in.
She's like got that like SpongeBob like speaker in his head where he's like
Telling him what to say.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For
That's so good. 789, dude. 789 is cooking in today's streams, but you could always make them feel worse about it. You know what? I like how you think 789.
That's true. That's
That's
true.
true.
I was a little bit speechless at what he had to say. He said that when we started trying for a baby, nothing was happening, even though we were closely tracking my ovulation cycle and testing every day for that sweet spot. He realized something wasn't right. So he secretly took a day off work to see a fertility doctor. They found that due to an undiagnosed issue in one of his testicles, the likelihood of him ever being able to conceive a biological child of his own was incredibly low. He knew that I loved him so deeply that I would have given up my dream of having children just for him, and he said he couldn't live with that on his conscience, and that I deserved to have the family and life that I always wanted, only with someone else. He kept apologizing profusely for hurting me so much in the process, but tried to rationalize that I had got what I'd wanted in the end, so his plan ultimately worked. But you also, like, caused her to, like, make an attempt with your way that you went about it? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, man, you could have communicated this.
Yeah.
So that she knew that you didn't just, like, fall out of love with her.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than just like dipping in a week and then just not explaining it at all. Like
yeah.
Low key,
that's such an excuse.
BS. Because
Ooh.
adoption is a thing.
Yes, 100%.
And if
True.
you wanted a family, you could like gone and picked one up.
Yeah, yeah. I've never understood that, like, oh, this kid has to be mine, or like,
Me
no,
neither,
you know, like,
dude.
just get a sperm donor.
Right,
Get like a-
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I understand the want, but it's like if you want kids and that's not an option for you, then yeah, there's other options. Like
Mhm.
that's you can love them just the same.
Totally.
Exactly.
Squash is on my side. I call BS. Lies, mother of Eve. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. This feels like he maybe is jealous of how good she's doing now and is like maybe using this as a little bit of an excuse. Like maybe this was part of why he left. Maybe he did freak out a little bit, but it's kind of leaning on it too much of like, yeah, I just really care about you. That's like really what this is. No other part of it at all.
Guy.
I also think just like if he was in a relationship with you for 10 years and didn't have the skills to like talk to you about this big thing, like maybe you dodged a bullet. You know, like
honestly,
if he was not able after 10 years to feel comfortable enough to be going up to you being like, hey, there's this hard thing that we have to talk about in our relationship, like how's that gonna go if you guys like did have kids or if you did continue your relationship and had kids?
So you decided to just tell me that you weren't in love with me anymore? Cool. Like it's totally fine.
Honestly, for real. I'm on that.
I love, so Bouncy Ball said noble intentions but worst execution possible. Danny said he should have given her the choice. There are other ways to have children. Exactly. Like it's just, there's so many other answers here. It smells funny.
Yeah,
he could be telling the truth, but it smells funny.
Yeah, for sure.
I ultimately sat there silent for a few minutes and just looked at him dead in the eyes and said that was never his decision to make. He took away my choice and nearly destroyed me in the process, and I got up and left. It's been a few days and I'm still processing. My partner knew I was meeting up with my ex, and he knows something is up, but is giving me space until I feel ready to talk about it.
Good.
But honestly, I'm shook. Like, did my ex honestly think I'd be like, okay, thanks for letting me know, and then we'd all be friends again?
Good point. Like, what is he wanting out of that?
For real.
Like, some sort of forgiveness? Like, come on. I like how she approached that. Just like, kind of F you, I'm going.
It's giving like, I miss you, I want you back. It doesn't really feel like get something off my chest. It's like, okay, now that you know this information, let's get back together.
Right. And the fact
now that you have what you wanted, let's get back together.
Yeah, he tried to spin it as like a, you're welcome, actually, for breaking your heart like that. Yeah, like, what?
You're happy now. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I left you.
I was actually right. So like.
Right. I know. It's like, maybe I'll get there at some point, feel like grateful for the closed doors in my life, but that's not, you can't put that on me. You can't be grateful for me. Yeah, I don't like it.
Now it makes me think, once you see a red flag, one red flag, you kind of see the other ones. And if you look back at the relationship, it probably wasn't even that good.
Like in hindsight?
Oh, yeah. I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's easy to look at the sunshine and rainbows, but not at, like, the thorns and the like, bad stuff that's going on. It's just like,
it was mainly thorns.
It's like, oh, shoot.
No, I think that's like the good check when you go through a breakup is like you think of all the good things and how happy they made you feel, but then you're like, oh, but let me dwell on the bad things. Like, let me dwell on all the anxiety I felt about X, Y, and Z.
Right. It's like, was it really worth it for the good things to put up with all the bad?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's usually not.
I'm just going to answer this because somebody put in chat, no, this couch has not been in the back the whole time that I've been streaming. So, what was that? Squash Butts also has this couch been in the back the whole time? No. This came from my living room. This is my little couch. That's so
that
funny,
would be
though.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Put it in just
no
for
one
this.
noticed it?
Dude, I should just gaslight. Yeah, dude, this has been here the whole time. I don't know how you missed it. That's on you, dog. You gotta open your eyes or something. I don't know.
It's like that clip with the guys like, you really want to know what's in the fridge? There is no fridge at all. Have you seen that?
No.
I'll have to share it too.
Okay,
it's hilarious.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
I will say for like being online, I am the most I'm not scrolling on TikTok anymore.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I would
good.
say I use social media just mainly for like the politics stuff, like keeping updating like what's going on with like it politically. But other than that, man, I'm just like,
I saw a lot of like
Honestly, that's
poems in your living room, like a huge book of like female feminist literature and like a bunch of poems. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's
a bunch of bookmarks and like journaling too.
Yeah, I got like
annotations.
I got a lot of Claro vinyls in there.
Yeah.
All that.
It's just a bunch of the same vinyl. Yeah.
I have been seeing those like performative mail competitions.
Oh yeah.
So funny.
You get
Dude,
the
so
tote
good.
bags and the matchas. And
Yeah.
Every time I get an iced matcha, I'm like, yeah, I'll have an iced matcha.
It's very LA of you too, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah.
is, it is.
We do have a couple relevant comments here. Let me just like
hear 'em.
scroll through these really quick.
Relevant comments always hit or miss.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's just go through these because I feel like some of these are also a little skeptical.
Okay.
This one commenter said he was having an affair that is over now and is reflecting. He used to lie to try to make himself seem like a martyr.
Yeah. Honestly, I would not be surprised. would not. That happens all the time, I feel.
Yeah, you're right.
They're
you're
like,
right.
oh, babe, I want you back. Like, because having an open relationship didn't work out how I wanted it to. Like, you know? Like, maybe we should close this again. You're like,
Turns out I have no game. Like,
exactly. Always happens.
No bitches want me.
OP replied, I did suspect that for quite some time. There was a girl in our friend group he had become oddly close to over the last year of our relationship. She was one of the main people he was going out drinking with. When I started realizing something wasn't quite right, so my mind did go there for a while. He ended up moving in with her as housemates after he moved out. She tried coming over to collect the remainder of his things. I was pretty mad and said I didn't consent to her being there, and if she didn't leave my property, I'd call the police on her trespassing. Dude.
Whoa.
Whether he's cheating with her or not, that's crazy.
That
to send
is crazy.
Someone else that also your ex has been suspicious of to go get your stuff.
It's a little slap in the face. Yeah. Hey, affair partner. Hey, mom, can you guys break up with her for me? I really don't want to do that. I'm really nervous about it, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mommy, do for me.
Please.
Dude, you know what'd be funny is like if the mom had a silicone mask, I'm like, yeah, I went to go sit with him, but he just didn't look right. And then it was like
it was his mom in disguise.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
His voice was weird.
A little fake mustache on.
Yeah.
She did end that sentence saying, I don't believe anything was ever actually going on there, as I heard through the grapevine that she was seeing some drug dealers shortly after my ex moved in with her. Maybe that's your ex.
Word.
Maybe your ex is the drug dealer.
Maybe. Maybe we're learning a lot of things.
Could be.
Anything can happen at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just realizing that this is so off center. Hold on.
Oh, dude, you're good.
There we go. That should be better.
You're all good.
Sorry, guys. I'm a bad streamer. Y'all know that.
Nah.
Y'all know that. I was
This is
joking about it.
great. And chat's amazing. This is awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
great, dude.
Dude, honestly, the chat does the work for me. They are just so fun to have around. They just like to hang out and like give,
I love it.
You know, give their ideas, and it like
That's the
adds to the
best.
stories. They're great. Y'all are great. Shout out to
yeah.
Yeah, Ariel says
Shout out.
Sarby being the embodiment of male manipulator. You sound great.
Hey, I can take on a role. I'm a good actor.
There you go.
Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just read all the relevant comments. Screw
Sure,
it.
go for it.
This commenter said, absolutely, your ex-boyfriend had no right to take away your choice in this matter. Did he know about your failed attempt at suicide? Why did he not come back then and admit that it was all a mistake? That's a good point. Because you couldn't have babies if you are dead, right? I think it is...
Well, yes, sure.
That is very, you know what? You have a point. That is
That's a good point.
Crazy.
very hard to have a baby if you're dead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think it is either he is an absolute moron or he is trying to give you some BS reasons so that you think of him in a better light going forward.
For sure.
OP, yes, he was aware of the attempt. We had a pretty close-knit group of friends, some of whom were really supportive afterwards. They made him aware. I got a, I hope you're okay, sorry for everything message after he found out. I never responded, and it was at that point that I blocked and deleted his number and all of his socials because I couldn't trust myself not to drunk message him, begging for him to come back. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Okay, so then that commenter was like spot on.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got to like, oh, my bad. He literally, after a suicide attempt, she gets a my bad.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
crazy.
That's exactly.
She's like, oh shit, dog. Like
He should have just said my bad. Like that's exactly
That's what it
he's saying.
was.
That's insane.
So this just confirms that this is all very selfish on his part.
Yeah.
'Cause if he had any love for her, he would have. This is what's actually going on. You got to chill out. Yeah.
And
yeah.
like hinting at that he's lying. Like he has to be lying or this man is just.
right.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes dudes are just like, oh man, you found somebody new and you're happy. How do I mess that up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, it's like, why are you doing all that? Let's see. We got one more comment. There were other ways to deal with his infertility, donor sperm, adoption. The fact that he would rather have taken this decision from you than discuss options with you proves that he was not a suitable long-term partner for you. There are lots of hard decisions couples need to make together, and he demonstrated that he was unwilling to give you any real agency in your life together. You are better off now with your new partner. OP replied, oh, I know, I'm absolutely so much better off. Okay, that's good reassurance because I was
Aw.
like, where is OP's head at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
My current partner is pretty much the opposite of my ex, which was why it was such a surprise that I developed feelings for him. He's extremely different from my usual type, but he's such a good egg. We had a chance to talk about everything late last night. In parentheses, our daughter is going through a bit of a sleep regression, so late nights are pretty common for us at the minute. And he was super empathetic and equally as pissed. I got my first period since having the baby this morning, and he ran me a bath and told me to go sulk for as long as I needed to. Bless him.
Oh,
Girl, you hit the gold mine. Like,
Yeah.
And so fast after that last relationship too.
Dang.
Good for you, girl.
He's always
Good for
loved you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think too, like some of my gal friends, when they're like, oh, you know, I got played by this man again. I'm like, girl, you got to change your type.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just like a type that you go for sometimes where it's just like that. And I'll say it. I was like that in college. I had a type that was not very healthy, you know, was tricking me into taking their mattresses all the way to Minnesota
apparently
for free and then ghosting me, you know. I had to really look within and be like, ooh, what is my type? And is that actually a good type to be if to? And the answer was no.
No.
You have to learn the hard way sometimes. Yeah, exactly. I know. I feel like honestly, if the new guy isn't her type, then like, yeah, I feel like that shows that maybe it's a stronger bond then, because it's like, oh, you don't need to just be like what I'm used to looking for. You know what I mean? It's just like more natural and stuff.
Yeah, my type's the artsy fartsy Spotify playing.
Spotify.
You have Spotify, right?
Well, yeah.
She's like, I have Apple Music.
Yeah.
I know she has Spotify.
That would be me.
House, you know?
Oh no, don't do that.
Exactly. Learning a lot today.
Oh yeah, bro.
You pulled that on me. What are you talking about? He's always like, oh, that must be your other boyfriend. I'm like, okay.
No, you say yes, and he's better than you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll use that now. I'll use that. Appreciate it.
I love giving you ammunition. Make his life harder. What are you guys saying in chat? Hey, chicken sandwich with some good advice. Draw your lady a bath. Like if you know she has had a bad day, find the energy to set things up for her or make her favorite meal or something. Bro, chicken sandwich has a girlfriend. And it sounds like he spoils her.
Oh,
we love chicken sandwich in chat, bro.
Chicken sandwich. You got to give me some more like notes here. I need that. I never thought about the bath thing.
Me neither. That's great.
That's good. No, I feel like a bath is just like great way to unwind. Like even dudes should be taking baths too, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there would be a lot less angry men in the world if some of them just took baths. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey bro, take some time to yourself. Figure it out in the bathtub. Like,
yeah, water's healing.
Oh yeah, chicken sandwich has a goth queen. I forgot about
it. Oh, nice.
We love it. We love it, chicken sandwich.
Good for you. Good for you.
From success. All right, I think we have 2 updates on this. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right.
The first update was posted May 8th, 2025, 5 days later.
Okay.
Oh, 5 days.
Sorry, I skipped the thank you guys and the I wasn't expecting to make an update. I always skip those. Just from, give us the juice.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. I appreciate the politeness, but where is it? What's happening?
Yeah.
So of course I plan to leave the situation alone at this point and completely put it behind me. However, my former mother-in-law reached out to me as I hadn't spoke to her in a few days, which is quite unlike me. A few people said in a few comments that I should cut her off as well as the ex. But this woman was like a mother to me for almost 10 years. When I was going through difficulties with my own family, this woman opened her home to me, gave me a safe place to stay if needed. She'd been more of a parent to me than my own parents and basically adopted me as the daughter that she had always wanted. So when I say we are incredibly close, I genuinely mean it, regardless of anything that's happened with her son. We have a really strong relationship outside of that. We typically have a good catch up once a week and message in between. Nothing I say to her gets passed on to her son from what I can gather. The trickles of information he gets is through the grapevine of the group of friends we mutually share. So when she reached out to see if I was okay yesterday, I decided I'd pop over and catch up with her.
Okay. Because she's like, doesn't have a daughter anymore in a way. She probably misses you.
Yeah. I just think that's so hard. I think if I was still hanging out with the family member of my ex that like so deeply impacted me, it's like what? That's just I'm a big fan of when you go through a breakup, you gotta the more you're reminded of them, the more you'll think of them, the more you'll spiral, or the more chances you'll have to spiral. I feel like if you're talking with mom, that's just like, and it sounds like almost every day. So
I feel like this is more an investigating mode though. She's not like, it doesn't feel like she's dwelling. She's already moved on, but she's like, what is actually happening there? Because what he said and his actions are not matching at all.
I think that's possible.
Yeah,
it's hard because I feel like, in different situations, I mean, obviously they were so close, so it's like you don't want to just leave that. I mean, like when my brother broke up with his partner, I cried because I was like, wait, no, no, like I'm not ready to say goodbye yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, and they weren't together for 10 years. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't reached out obviously because I do want to be respectful and let him, distance and everything like that. But I can understand if that's hard to just let go all of a sudden too.
No, absolutely.
It's tough.
My sister just got engaged and
wow.
My brother just got engaged yesterday.
Congrats.
Oh, sorry. She was a couple months ago.
Okay.
That's still.
But dude,
exciting.
honestly, like it made me so happy because I love this dude, and like I told her, I was like, hey, like obviously if you got it, but like I like Chandler a lot.
You're like, please hang on to
guy.
this one.
Chandler?
Yeah, his name's
Oh.
Chandler. Dude, cute little bit. He adopted a German Shepherd, RIP, but she this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
He named her Monica, so it's Chandler and Monica. I was like,
That's
oh,
so cute.
you guys are cute.
Oh,
That's so
yeah.
adorable.
I love that, man. Shout out Chandler. Let's keep it going. I have a feeling maybe the mother will report, like not self-report, but like snitch on the.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And that's where I'm like, you know what? Maybe you disown the son, adopt OP.
Right.
Like,
I
I think that's the way to go. Turns out he came clean to her when she asked exactly what had gone on, as she hadn't heard from me in a few days and she was worried. She went absolutely ballistic at him and is currently not speaking to him at all.
Yes!
Then she told me something I did not know and something she assumed I'd known all along. It turns out that when he was born, he had undescended testicles. He had the surgery to correct it, but there was always going to be the chance that he would have fertility issues in adulthood. He was meant to go for checkups once he passed puberty age to see whether there was any lasting damage, and he claimed to his mother that he had gone to these and everything was fine. But neither of us actually believed this. So the entire time we discussed having children, he knew there was a possibility that all he was shooting was blanks, but neglected to actually let me know this for 10 freaking years. That's criminal.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Been shooting blanks this whole time. Not gonna let me know what's up.
And
And like you could have fixed it this whole time, but you're like, nah, I don't want anybody
gone
touching my balls.
or not even fixed it, but just like known
Been
what was
aware.
going on so that you
Yeah.
could introduce that into the relationship. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know, 9 years prior.
Right.
Like-
and then using it as an excuse to just suddenly up and leave. Like this wasn't something that you just found out then
Yes.
and were disappointed at. This was something. So his total excuse is BS.
Oh my god.
Oh
Someone
my
someone in
gosh.
chat though said free birth control LMAO.
That's a silver lining.
I mean,
to it.
fair. You know what? Gotta look at the positives, right?
right.
Yeah. And like the thing that bothers me the most was that little smile he gave OP whenever they were
Like
meeting.
sad smile. Like
He-
I've got some bad news.
Yeah.
Just found out about this.
Like he was
Yeah.
doing the right thing the whole time. He feels like he's the hero in this situation.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
That's terrible.
That's crazy that never came up in the 10 years. You know, from
Yeah.
or from the mother, excuse me. Like, you know, like
Oh.
when the mother like bring up like, oh, like, you know.
I don't know.
Or I guess if he was lying to her, actually, now that I think
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it, she probably didn't
true.
think about it.
He might have told her that he told OP about it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Or that everything was fine too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thinking like I know for like my mom wants grandkids so bad.
Yeah.
And I know if I had a serious partner, she would be bringing up us having kids all the time. So that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of. But I was like, oh, she thought everything was okay.
But like, how many times do you think your mom would talk about your balls to your partner?
You
Good
gotta meet my
question.
mom, man. She loves embarrassing me, bro. She'll call sometimes during the stream. She's like, "What embarrassing story can I tell your chat?"
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
here we go.
That's
Here
so
we go.
good. That's,
No, my stream loves Kathy. They
Kathy.
she's a wonderful woman.
that's
Wonderful
so
woman.
good.
Did you have a good
That's so
time with them this weekend?
Oh yeah, dude. It was
Yeah.
it was nice to see them. My mom is like, she's having some back issues, so she's
Okay.
getting a couple surgeries. So
Mm.
it was nice to like kind of take care of her a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, I think every time I see them, it's just kind of like a wake up. Like that was a big reason why I moved here. Was like, oh man, like you know, I'd go home and like you know, their hair's getting a little grayer and it's a little bit slower than before, and I'm like, it would be nice to be closer so that like
Right.
instead of you know having to book like a 4-hour flight, I'm just like I could literally. My mom calls me something's up, I could hop in my car and drive. there.
Exactly, yeah.
God decided he needed a mandatory vasectomy. That's fucking funny, Eve. That's crazy.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
Insane. Hold on, what did Sam said? I have a friend whose husband absolutely refused to get his swimmer's check when they were trying for their first and only baby and were having issues. He apparently had a cyst removed on his left nut when he was 13, and the doctors told him he might have fertility issues in the future, but he didn't want to find out because he felt like it would make him less of a man.
Yo.
That's sad, but like you can't. That's on that like stupid like toxic masculinity shit. Just
exactly.
like, dude, if you can't have kids, you can't have kids. This is how the cookie crumbles.
Right?
And,
we
like-
have other options again.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
saving so much on birth control and stuff like that too. Look at the other way. But at 13, you probably didn't feel that way.
Dude, if my
Sure.
because like I'm for all intents and purposes, I always tell my chat I'm 7'6", but like allegedly I'm short.
He is pretty tall.
Dude, if someone
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you know, you can't have kids, and my wife was like, dude, I'm okay with a sperm donor. I'm like, cool, let's cook this so that this kid is 6'1". Like, you know what I'm
honestly,
saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, we'll put him in sports. We won't
Yeah.
Right.
higher likelihood we won't have to pay for college. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I know. You get it. You can strategize now. You're good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever try to build your kid? Like,
Right. Literally, build a kid workshop.
I
Yeah.
have to do something there. My dad's 6'8". I'm the run of the family.
Yeah.
I'm like,
6'8".
Yeah.
My
I'm
dad's
like,
6'3", and my mom is 5 foot. Guess,
Yep.
guess which genes won?
my mom's 5'5", but like I'm the little one of the family, and like I'm kind of like I can probably get a 6'7"
Yeah.
kid out there somewhere.
How many siblings do you have?
Skip a generation.
3 younger ones.
Your
Gotcha.
brother.
Yeah.
You're the oldest of the family too.
Mhm.
Is everybody else like 6 foot? And then
Well, so my brother Tate's like 6'3", and the little ones are like 13 and 12.
oh,
and
so they still got time.
they're getting tall. Like one of them's like almost at eye level with me.
They're still cooking. They're still
Crazy,
cooking.
they are.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are.
I'm like, oh.
Moving fast though. They're-
But as long as I'm more successful than they are, you know,
True, true.
Gotta have something.
No, I love my siblings. I'm very like.
How many do you
all
have?
I have 3 sisters.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
yeah,
Where,
yeah.
where are you at?
I am second oldest.
Second oldest. Nice,
Gotcha,
nice, nice.
gotcha.
Yeah, I love them. They're all super successful. But it's funny because they're all consultants, and then I'm just
Yeah.
over here making my little YouTube videos.
Nice. Yeah, I remember my mom. Like, I have 3 older siblings, and
Yeah.
my 2 sisters. One's a teacher and one's a therapist. And I remember her saying like I'm just so glad that my kids are like going into fields where they're helping people. And then at that time, I was like, I want to be an actor. Like, thanks, mom. Like, I'm so excited to be a kid that you're so proud of. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I don't know. I think like the world has kind of changed to where like those types of things are just a little bit more. I wouldn't say it's easy, but they're more
Sure.
accessible. Like YouTube
Yeah.
isn't easy, but it's so like even
you
you
do it
know.
on your own. so-
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. My parents' friends this weekend were just like, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "It's just TV, but like now anybody can do it. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Right.
hard to get the show rocking and
It's more
rolling, but-
interactive.
Exactly.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like imagine you could talk to the actors while they were like
Exactly.
shooting a scene or doing something, or like a talk show host or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Just- all right, let me see here. We got a little bit left for this, and then we got the new update. Recap: he had been shooting blanks for 10 years, but neglected to tell OP.
Oh.
Bear in mind, we were probably having unprotected sex for 2 years of our relationship, not actively trying, but we had agreed that if something happened, we'd be happy about it. So I think when we were actively trying to have a baby and nothing was happening, it sort of gave him the mental tip off that all was not well, and he finally decided to get that checkup he'd been putting off. I'm flabbergasted, guys. In regard to my partner and I's relationship, we are absolutely fine. He's used to my sulky episodes, haha. I did eventually fill him in after a few days of being mildly annoyed, and he agreed that it was super fucked up, and agreed with a lot of the comments that his timing for telling me all this was absolutely comical. We did suspect for a while that the real reason he decided to leave was cheating initially, because he had gotten strangely close to one of the girls in our friend group. In parentheses, the majority of which dropped me like hot shit once we split. Turns out there's nothing going on there, referring to the girl in the friend group.
Okay.
But another little tidbit from my ex's mom that she found out also. Guys, he's dating this girl's 60-year-old mother. Good Lord, his life is a dumpster fire. I don't even think I'm mad anymore, just mildly amused. Absolutely done with that.
But like, is she bad though?
She could be. She
Oh
could
my
be.
gosh.
Yeah. See, that's the part I don't like about Reddit stories. Like, you don't get pictures of people with like faces and names, and it's
right.
like,
Exactly.
well, he could be living a great life now. Not well,
Is this like
he
a
should be
young
with you.
60 or like a
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Chain smoking 60.
Yeah, I think they're like in their 30s though.
Yeah.
I think it mentioned.
Yeah, this is that. What the heck?
That is so wild.
So he was close to a girl in the friend group, and then started dating her mom.
I don't
Is
think
that
it's.
right? Or just
I don't think it's
someone's
her
mom?
mom. It's somebody's
One
mom.
of these girls.
Oh wait, no, guys, he's dating this girl's 60-year-old mother. I guess.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's why he was always at their house.
So he's out doing side quests too.
Oh my god,
That's crazy.
You know, that is the kind of thing that I feel like I would just find comical after.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the other stuff is like fucked up, but this is like, what? Like that's so silly. Like,
I feel like a little bit, like, not trying to sympathize with this guy, but I think this is a cry for help. You know what
You
I'm
think?
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think he's just. I mean, there is the, like, you know, if he's really grappling with, like, oh, toxic masculinity, I'm
Sure.
less of a man because I can't, my sperm don't work. Like,
right.
I can see maybe somebody having a little bit of a breakdown and, like, going off
Sure.
the deep end there, but, like, I don't think that excuses any of his actions.
Sure.
I'm just kind of like,
He's just like, you know who's not gonna care if I can't have kids? A 60-year-old.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
So he's
gosh.
changed his type up a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah.
They both changed types.
Right.
It didn't fit anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, ew.
That's wild.
Not the side quest.
Dude.
Yeah.
Bro was
That's-
Oh
tweaking.
my gosh.
That's wild. I wonder why he felt like I want to know why he felt like he needed to get this off his chest. That's my question. It's like, what,
Yeah.
what is the, like, I don't know, what is the play here? Like, did he really feel like he needs to, is this dude in therapy? Probably not, but like he should
Yeah,
be.
right?
He's probably been watching a lot of The Young and Restless with his girlfriend. And he's like, their clothes are so beautiful. I should give that a chance.
Yeah, right.
We do have another new update. I think this one's a little bit shorter.
Okay.
The title is Another Update, Sigh. This one's July 16, 2025. So about
Oh, dang.
2 months after the second update and
Okay.
a little more than 2 months
Okay.
after the first post, or the initial post, excuse me.
Got it.
I so badly wanted to be over and done with all this, and I honestly wasn't expecting to have anything else to say on the matter, despite the fact that I've had people messaging me for updates. Life has been peaceful and had returned to its pre-drama state, and I'd pretty much shoved everything to the back of my head because, in all honesty, while the revelation might have shocked and temporarily upset me, I just decided to compartmentalize and move on. So as it turns out, my Best of Redditor updates post got ripped by one of those dumb content creators. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. One of those dumb content creators who play an AI voice recording of Reddit posts over Minecraft
okay,
videos.
okay. We're
Okay,
safe,
cool.
we're safe.
Whoa, don't talk about me like that.
We hate those two.
We work so much harder on our videos.
Right.
If you
Oh my
put a
gosh.
disclaimer at the top of your stories, like, please don't read it, I won't.
Of
Yeah.
course.
I've only ever seen that like once or twice. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, if you put it on the internet, unless you explicitly
Yeah.
say that you don't want people reacting to it, like,
Yeah.
kind of gotta expect
You know-
that the internet's gonna do whatever it wants.
Yeah,
with it.
one time I got a please don't read this if you're a content creator. I was like, this story's too juicy not to
Nah.
read. I'm sorry.
We'll just change the name or something.
Don't get me wrong, I think it's a little bit of a dumb request.
Yeah.
Will I respect it? Sure, because I'm not trying to step on any toes. But it's
Sure.
just like, dude, when you were putting this on the internet, what were you expecting? You know?
Right.
Reading video, what's the
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah.
Especially now when you like know that there's content creators that do that, it's kind of like, well, it's a risk that you have to take.
Totally.
I feel,
Uh,
but yeah, I mean, put it on there if you really don't want it. But
Also, I feel like it's just better crowdsourcing of advice. You know, like if
Yeah.
somebody reads
True.
your story,
yeah,
like we do this a lot. So
Yeah.
we see the ringer. I'm guessing we give halfway decent advice. if
I would
people,
hope
like,
so. Yeah.
So like, and then also the comments. The comments are
Yeah.
great. Like the comments or the live stream chat. Like I will say something and people will be like, "Oh, but what about this?" And I'm like, "You're right.
right.
Never would have thought about that."
Yeah.
Totally.
Unless it got crowdsourced. So
Totally.
we dodged a bullet there. We also hate the Minecraft videos.
Subway surfers. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly find these pages incredibly abhorrent. They take someone's trauma and monetize it without even getting any form of consent from OP, but I digress. These videos were posted all over socials, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, etc., and got thousands of views. So I was suddenly getting way more attention than I expected, and honestly, it got a little overwhelming. Lo and behold, the TikTok video manages to land itself on one of mine and my ex's mutual friends For You page. The video circulates throughout the friend group as they are speculating as to whether it's about me and the ex or not. The speculation is crazy because it's like the parameters of who that applies to. Like,
Yeah.
the parameters are you have a friend who's dating a 60-year-old, just
Right.
got out of a 10-year relationship of
Right.
somebody who attempted afterwards.
Yeah.
They are now with someone new. They have a baby. Like, there's too many specifics
Yeah.
for this not to be like,
Yeah, right?
oh no, this is totally about them.
Yeah,
Like,
this could happen to anyone. Like, yeah.
there's no debate. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
yo, you check all those boxes.
Right.
99.9999999% chance that it's about you.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
And before I know it, I'm getting Facebook messages off a fake profile demanding I remove the post or make another post saying that everything was fake, that I owe him one.
For what?
Exactly.
For why?
What?
You read the story, didn't you?
I've since had to deactivate my Facebook because every time I blocked an account, another would pop up to message me again. Isn't Facebook one of those ones where you just be like,
You really
Block
can't.
everyone?
Well, making new accounts is really hard on Facebook. I've tried to make new accounts on Facebook.
He's got
yeah.
bots.
Well, I was just thinking like, I don't know, maybe I gotta look into my personal Facebook. Maybe. I thought I set it so that like people can't see my stuff, you know, like nobody can send me messages. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like
you
even
can
if I
set
want to,
it
like,
private.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you
True.
private it, like you should be able. If I don't want to receive DMs, I should be able to be like, no DMs.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely nobody contact me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people are technologically challenged though.
True.
Sure.
That's a good
Maybe
point.
that's
That's
the
a good. I'm still so curious how old OP is.
Yeah.
Like you got to think. Wait, did they say? Oh, you know
I'm pretty
what?
sure
I
it
think
said
they
that
did
they
say an
were-
age.
They were both in their 30s. They said like
17
so-
to 28, I think, is what they said.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Wait,
though.
what? 17 and 28?
Oh no. As we're both in our 30s and time was ticking.
Both in
Yeah.
threes,
Where
yeah,
did I get
yeah.
17 to 28 from?
I don't know.
I don't know. All these blend
That would
together.
be scary.
I was like, what?
Okay,
Yeah,
so in
different
your
story.
30s, I feel like in your 30s you don't have an excuse. Like you were a
don't.
millennial. You grew up. You were the
Yeah.
first one on Facebook when it was for college students. You know.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry. This is me making fun of millennials. I'll make fun of my older sister's a millennial. I'm like,
Yeah. Right.
your houses are so expensive. Sorry. Ooh, little call out. Jacob, I know you're reading this. You are not some big fucking hero that made my life what it is today. My life is what it is because I put in the work to get myself a better place after you fucked me up. And you're still trying to fuck me up. But I'm finally at that point where I see you for what you are, a manipulative narcissist. You are not
Yes.
some grand arbiter of fate. What happened, and you only have yourself to blame for the fact that your life went to shit. Go and get some therapy and get over this shit like I did and stop trying to message my family.
Get him.
Get
OP.
him.
Go get him.
Get out of here, Jacob.
Oh
OP
my gosh.
OP put their dick on put their whole dick on the table, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that shit.
Oh my gosh.
The call out's crazy. The first name.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, okay, well, if you know this is about you, I don't mind like dropping your name then.
Let's get real specific then.
Right.
Drop the last name. We'll check out his Facebook. We
Yeah,
can-
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. We'll ambush. Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy. I feel like if you did some shit and then someone posts about it on the internet, you just kind of have to take it to the chest. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you really do.
Neighbor cut down 2 of my trees. What should I look for in a lawyer? In r/legal advice wet dream, obviously posted to r/legal advice on June 21st, 2018. I live in an older neighborhood in a small town an hour away from Nashville. The cost of living in Nashville has shot up as well as property values. And some people have begun to move into our sleepy little town to get more out of their dollar. A newish neighbor is an aspiring country singer, lives in their own world, and seems to have a lot of money. This is just me being a fucking asshole and hating country music, but I feel like every country singer is low-key a fucking terrible person. Sue me, bro. You make music for shitty people. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but you gotta low-key be a little bit of a wee-woo. You know what I'm saying? This crudely drawn map shows the proximity of our 2 houses. Cue opening crudely drawn map. Okay, we have OP's house, and then we have dead trees and yard, RIP, and then we have evil neighbor, evil porch. Nice little setup here. The future Johnny Cash recently built a front porch that includes a fireplace, hanging lights, the whole shebang. Johnny's only source of hurt is that I had 2 old oak trees that cast his deck in shade during the prime hours. The map isn't aligned properly. He asked me to cut them down before even offering to pay, but I did not comply. When I returned from vacation last week, I came home to 2 tree stumps, mashed up grass, and a letter telling me to expect a Venmo payment for $2,000. I know that trees are well loved around here, but I don't think that this information is common knowledge to all lawyers. What should I bring up when I meet with a legal representative to explore my punitive retribution? The fucking audacity of just being like, oh, I'm gonna cut down the 2 trees that you said no to cutting down multiple times while you're gone on vacation, and just be like, here's $2,000. Like, bro, you just destroyed property. Like, this is gonna be the easiest fucking bag of OP's life. We got some relevant comments from hopefully people who know shit about legal stuff. Commenter said, in addition to seeking an attorney that is somewhat familiar with tree law, you should also get an arborist out to your property to give you a proper estimate on what those trees were worth. I assure you we are all anxiously waiting on how many zeros are in the estimate that the arborist gives you, so you must promise frequent update posts. Another commenter said, I just want to say legal advice gets excited about tree law posts because it can amount to very substantial amounts, but that doesn't mean every case will lead to such large amounts. From some of the updates and stories I've read, most times the number doesn't reach 6 figures. Only in specific conditions does it go that high, but an arborist is definitely the place to start to get an estimate. Another commenter said, don't accept the Venmo payment. Seems like it could be further proof that your neighbor did this on purpose and without being asked. That's a good point. Definitely don't accept that Venmo payment. Another commenter seems to put some more official stuff in here. Tree owner rights and responsibilities. Landowners' tree rights limit nuisance claims and trespass regarding cutting, trimming, or removing trees that extend beyond property boundaries, especially abutting easements for streets and utility lines. According to the trespass law, Tennessee Code, I'm not gonna fucking read that, others are not allowed to harm a landowner's trees. Persons cutting, removing, or otherwise harming a tree can be liable for double or triple the value of the tree if the trespass is upheld. Oh my God. And he cut down 2 trees and they sound like big fucking valuable trees. Oh shit. As in the case of Jack Jones versus Melvin Johnson, Johnson trespassed onto Jones's property and made several deep chainsaw cuts into a large black walnut tree, killing it. Jones had to pay to have the tree removed, and the court awarded Jones more than 5 times the amount he had to pay to have it removed. God damn. Yeah, bro, go after every cent. That's funny, dude. Shit, we don't take very much seriously here in America, but we take our fucking trees dead ass serious. Caw-caw! What the fuck is a kilometer? I don't know what a kilometer is so hard, I don't even know how to say it. We have an update a year later. Oh my God, this is gonna fucking cook. All right, so we have the first update, July 5th, 2018, coming in about 2-ish weeks after the original post. A lot has happened in the past 15 days. I wanted to provide a brief update, but we'll be out of order. Thank you all for the great advice. Sorry I was unable to comment on the original thread, but I'm grateful for everything. The first thing I did was delete Venmo, scan and back up the letters left in my mailbox, in parentheses, the ones offering to pay for the trees being cut down, and the one offering $2K, and called for someone from my local town to come and evaluate that the tree stumps were indeed on my land. But before the land evaluation, I wanted to write a quick gospel in praise of my lawyer. I drove down to the big city of Nashville and met with some real mean SOB. I gave him a quick rundown of what happened, and he literally quoted the helpful comment made by you/Deuteros about harming landowners' trees. That's the Tennessee Code thing that I just read. He told me that we should wait to file criminal charges until the stumps were without question on my land. So I had a town surveyor visit, and this is where the story gets good. While he was out making his observations, my neighbor came out and wanted to know when I would be taking the payments. I curtly said I wasn't yet ready to accept it, and he got mad, accusing me of being a shitty neighbor and not wanting to help his home. He then insisted that he had the right to cut down the trees, to which the surveyor confirmed my suspicions and told us, no, the stumps were actually on my land. He could have trimmed branches if they were too long, but not the lumber down. He left in a huff. So now I'm waiting for Wednesday, when the certified arborist will visit and tell me the tree value. Thanks again for your help. Oh shit. Y'all, I just want to keep going. I want to know how fucking expensive this tree actually was, bro. Also, is it bad? I kind of want to know which fucking country artist this is. Who's the fucking dickhead? Okay, they titled this the final update, but it's definitely not the final update. There's one more. Posted on July 14th, 2018. So almost 2 weeks after the first update and, you know, a whole month after the original post, pretty much. The arborist came out this past Wednesday. Prior to this meeting and this whole mess, I had taken trees for granted. I simply assumed that you would plant a seed, they would grow, you'd cut them down, make shit, and the process would repeat. But no, I was informed by this mystic man of nature. Trees are far more complex. They take years to root. Some trees need more dirt and ground to establish themselves. Some are more valuable in certain areas with historical roots to the area. Some are incapable of growing in neighborhoods if infrastructure has been built, and some trees produce different veneer quality logs. White oak trees, or Quercus alba, is apparently one such tree that is highly sought after for veneer quality logs. They're used for furniture, for banjos here in the South, for all sorts of woodcraft. And as the magical treeman told me, They're damn tough to grow in neighborhoods. Their roots don't let them grow in neighborhoods, and they shy from urban pollution. His point is that if you had 2 white oak trees of veneer quality cut down from your front yard, is that they'd be irreplaceable. New ones could never regrow to that 100-year-old size ever again. Because of that, Tree Man, God of Dollars, stated that $1,000 per year per tree is a base compensation. My lawyer has been smelling blood in the water and wanted to ensure whatever I posted wouldn't put our $200,000 tree case in jeopardy and wanted to go over it first. Oh my God, $200,000. And bro wanted to Venmo 2K. That's insane. By God, if I've ever seen a fuck around and find out post, it is this one, man. Tree law rips. This is so entertaining. All right, chat, let's hear about the payday, shall we? 1 year later update posted August 16th, 2019. I settled for cash in pocket $190,000 paid for by his daddy out in LA, where I assumed he moved back to, and wanted to share the good news with my friends over here in Reddit. I walked away with some nice spending change, my lawyer with an enjoyable payday, and with my yard sporting 2 new saplings. My lawyer contemplated going after the landscaping company, but a quick subpoena led us to realizing that we would be lucky to be earning any wage garnishes whatsoever. So, oh well. Just do your homework next time. Yeah, I would never really think about blaming the landscape company, but I don't know. Like, I kind of understand that. Like, hey, if you're gonna cut down these fucking trees, bro, like maybe double check. Like, I feel like that should be in the landscaper's handbook of things that you should do when you're in a landscaping business. But also, if someone calls me and is like, hey, I need these 2 trees taken down, I'm kind of just gonna assume that they are your trees. Me personally, I do agree with him though. If you're gonna be doing that shit, you probably should double check on that shit. Tree law kind of goes hard. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with my girlfriend because she disassociates during sex? This one has a trigger warning. I'm not a big fan of clicking on them because I feel like it ruins it for me. But if you hear that title and you think it's going to trigger something for you, this is your time to click off. Original post, June 18th, 2024. I've been dating this girl for about a year. She took things really slow, so we've just recently had sex. It was the worst sex I've ever had. I figured she was nervous and I tried to communicate and she seemed to follow along, but the next 2 times it was still terrible. I asked her if there was something wrong as she seemed off. She didn't say anything, barely moved, and just laid there. At first, she didn't say anything and said she didn't really notice anything wrong. Later, she tried to initiate, but I told her I didn't want to. She asked why, and I told her that I don't like how she just lays there. She asked how she could fix this, and I told her I don't know, because she won't talk to me about it. She finally confessed that she's been disassociating during sex. I asked why. Turns out she was SA'd, and the sex was something she feels horrible about. I asked her why she's been doing this, and she said that every guy who she's dated dumped her because of this. I asked her if she's seeing a therapist, and she said no. I feel sick, to be honest. I feel like I R-worded her now. She's been forcing herself to do this. I do love her and I want to be there for her, but I don't know if I should. My instinct is telling me that it's best for both of us to break up, but it feels wrong. I'm gonna read this edit because it looks like it clarifies here. Something I did not make clear is that she's refused to have sex with guys before. That's why they kept breaking up with her. She said she didn't want to lose me, so she forced herself through it. Okay, they've been dating for a year. Oh, Chad, I feel like you guys are gonna think this is really mean, but I don't think this woman is in a place where she can be in a relationship. I feel like there's just so many things that she is doing that like just isn't healthy, not only for herself, but also for the partner that she's with, right? Like exhibit A, you shouldn't be forcing yourself to have sex with somebody. That has no place to be happening in any relationship. But then on top of that, you're not going to a therapist. I think that's bad. Like if you're dealing with this, but you're not actively trying to work through it, it clearly is impacting your life at a detrimental level. Like I feel like you should be getting the help that you need. And then on top of that, like I do understand that SA is like a very sensitive thing, but I also am just of the belief that if you've been dating someone for a year, like wouldn't you communicate that to them and talk to them about that? Because because that also plays an important part in your sex life with your partner. If you're having sex with someone and they've been SA'd, I feel like it's very important to talk about those things so that the person who's been SA'd never feels or gets like reminded of that experience. I want to clarify, y'all, I'm not like blaming her or anything, but I don't think this is a question of whether or not you guys like should break up. I think it's very clearly she's not ready for a relationship. Like, this relationship should have never even happened. As much as like, yeah, it probably feels wrong to break up with her, I think the way that you can go about this is even just being like, hey, I think you're not ready for a relationship with all the previous things that's happened to you. Maybe we can start taking steps to the point where you can be in that relationship. That's what needs to happen here. There needs to be a therapist involved. There needs to be communication around this. Like, this shouldn't be something that is surprise shottied on OP because he's recognizing that something about your sex life isn't happening correctly. As much as like I want to empathize and sympathize for this girl, OP shouldn't be feeling the way that OP is feeling. Like, it's not like he is a bad guy. Like, he wants her to be comfortable. He wants to be safe and respect her boundaries and what she needs. But like, she didn't even give him the opportunity to do that. And if you can't give someone the opportunity to do that in a relationship, I don't think you should be in the relationship with them. A lot of you guys are saying that you think she's asexual. I mean, I could see that, but I don't even think like this is about her sexuality. I think it's just genuinely about her not dissecting what happened to her in a place where she can like start moving forward from it. It seems like she's kind of hit a standstill point and needs to do something to get past that standstill. And that standstill could be like, hey, maybe she isn't asexual and she does want to have those things. She just needs to work on healing from it to the point where sex is something that's enjoyable again. Or maybe it is the path that she is asexual, you know? That's tough, man. Like, I don't think anyone's to blame here. To be clear, my verdict here is no a-holes here. And my advice is stop having sex immediately. Maybe even not completely break the relationship, but just sit down and have a conversation of like, I don't think you can continue a relationship without her first addressing these issues. And also talk to her about like, hey, do you understand how this puts me in an uncomfortable situation? I don't want this to be uncomfortable. Sex is supposed to be like a beautiful, passionate thing between two people who love each other, but like, that's impossible if you don't communicate your traumas that directly affect how you have sex with your partner. First update posted July 11th, 2024, about 3 weeks, I'd say, after the original post. We haven't broke up, but I did tell her that if this relationship is going to work, she needs to see a therapist. She told me that the reason she hasn't seen one is because she's scared. I told her I'd be there for her. After some reassurance, she finally agreed to it. Right now, we're trying to look for someone she feels comfortable with. Sex is completely off the table at the moment. I still feel disgusted because I can't shake the feelings off that I hurt her. We talked about this and she admitted she resisted the urge to cry while we had sex. Wow, that is not something I would ever want to hear from somebody I'm having sex with. Oh my God. Bro, I think OP should go to therapy too. Like, this clearly kind of fucked him up a little bit, you know? I haven't told her this because I don't want her to feel bad, but I genuinely don't know if I could ever have sex with her again. Even the idea of sex with her makes me feel horrible. I appreciate all the comments assuring me I didn't R-word her or anything, but I still feel disgusted at myself. I do hope she gets better, and it might be a good idea for me to get therapy as well. Okay, yeah, good, yes. Definitely a good idea, bro. Listen, I think sometimes there's things in relationships that you just can't come back from, and like, unfortunately, y'all, I think this is one of them. You know, like, I'm trying to think if this has happened to me, and I don't think I'd come back from this either. I think I would forever be like, not confident that I'm doing something that she doesn't want me to do, which sucks. Like, that's such a like, I'm a very optimistic person, y'all. That's a very non-optimistic thing to say, but I just think it's the truth. Oh, hey, what are you meowing about? Come here. Come hither. Come to Papa Kitty. If I put my legs up like this, sometimes he loves to hop up. Come here. Well, let me move this. Look how comfy it is. I have a pouch now. Come here. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's our handsome boy. Yes, he is. Hello. Hello, sweet boy. Wow. Thank you for coming and hanging. Oh, this is such a good screen grab. Oh, yeah. It's just two twins for real, for real. Bro, what if we both like... Yo, I feel like a good screen grab is like both of us showing our buttholes. Dude. Oh my god, dude. If Mbem would have like stitched on a little Beans butthole here, that would have been so funny. Beans, we gotta show Chad our buttholes. Let's split it out, bro, for the OnlyFans. Do it. Show them the Beans butt. You don't want to show your butthole? You're just gonna make me do this by myself? No buttholes today, but maybe tomorrow. We got one more update. Hopefully it's not a sad ending, please. Posted September 5th, 2024. I broke up with her. Damn. I mean, I think that's the right move, but definitely sad. After finding a therapist, we got to a place where we tried to have sex. The lights were on, she was on top, we agreed to have a safe word and hand signals. All of that went out the window because she freaked out and scratched my face. She almost tore up my eyeball. I didn't even do anything. I was watching for her hand signals and face, but it just happened too fast. She apologized a lot, but I don't think I can handle this. Doctor said I was lucky because my eye could have been permanently damaged. I'm just not built for this. Here's the thing, y'all. And like, I'm not trying to blame OP at all. You know what I'm saying? Bro is definitely trying. I feel like what? Like almost 2 months of healing? Like, I just don't think that's enough, y'all. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to call OP bad. But what I will say is I think like this experience probably doesn't help her in terms of getting closer to like making it happen, especially if now that you have broken up with her. Like I said, y'all, I'm not blaming OP or anything like that, but I just think maybe y'all should have waited a little bit longer. I just have a firm belief that 2 months after trauma like this, that sounds very deep and serious, is not long enough to heal and make actual changes. Y'all are saying it in chat right now, like she needs years. CEO demands I send him child porn. This was posted to r/legaladvice on November 7th, 2020. The company I work for owns a website open to general public. Both our company and servers are located in California. Today, one of our users had uploaded a series of child porn images. Per our SOPs, I've deactivated the user's account, made the images non-public, but still kept them on our servers to avoid destroying the evidence, and reported the incident to law enforcement online. In parentheses, no response yet. It's kind of late here. The final step was to send a notification to company management. Soon after that, I received an email from our CEO demanding a detailed incident report, including the images in question. I sent the report, but instead of sending the images, I wrote that I probably shouldn't be sending illegal stuff around, to which he promptly replied that this is not my concern, that as a CEO and owner, he has legal right to access any company information, and I should just comply. So when OP said, hey, I'm not gonna do something that's illegal, your answer was, nuh-uh, because I said so. Is that really what bro said? And also, dog, this is your company. If for some reason there actually is a good reason that you need to see these images, can't you access those servers? I just don't understand why he needs to see them. It's not untypical for him to be a control freak, including demanding people to do something in the middle of the night, but at least I'm getting paid to handle urgent incidents around the clock. Yet, he is usually not bothered with us grunts. The company has no in-house lawyer, so I can't consult them. From this mess, I have 3 questions. 1, would it be illegal distribution of CP for me to send these images? 2, would it be illegal possession of CP for him to receive these images? And 3, what should I do? I mean, I think the answer is yes, it would be illegal to distribute. Yes, it would be illegal to possess them. And 3, tell him this and be like, hey, bro, I might report you to the police for this. Like, that's crazy. You already told him, hey, I probably shouldn't be distributing this. And he said, nah, I own the company. It's fine. I hate to break it to you, bro, but in the court of law, that's not gonna hold up. Yeah, anything dealing with CP is illegal. That's what I'm thinking, Morgone. This is a landmine. And OP is 100% correct here for not sending that around to people via email. Let's look at what some actual legal people are saying, because we have 2 responses. This person is responding to OP's specific questions at the end. So, number 1, would it be illegal to distribute it? They replied, absolutely. Tell him you're uncomfortable with filing his request. If you really want to take a more tactful approach about it, tell him it's because you're not comfortable looking at the imagery. I mean, I think you should be straight up. I would be like, hey, not only am I uncomfortable with filing this request, but on top of that, it's illegal. So like either get on my side or fire me, and this will be the sickest wrongful termination lawsuit of my life. Like any jury hears, hey, this person just didn't want to send around CP within the company, the jury's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. 2, would it it be illegal possession of CP for the CEO to have the images? The person said, this is more gray area, but I'm sure a prosecutor could make that case. And then 3, what should I do? The person replied, do nothing further. Your obligation ended when you reported it to law enforcement. They'll respond by issuing a subpoena to the company, which is a court order that'll give them permission to come onto the property and image the servers in question. I definitely start looking for another job ASAP, because if he's a control freak, you may be retaliated against and fired. I mean, how is that not wrongful termination though? Hey, I didn't want to send around CP because that's illegal and they fired me for it. If you can't sue for wrongful termination for that, fuck this country and fuck corporate. OP replied to this comment saying, in response to the part saying, tell him it's because you're not comfortable looking at the imagery, OP said, unfortunately, I've already seen them while handling their removal. I mean, I feel like you can still say, I wanted to just see that as much as I had to, and I don't want to see it for anything extra. I think you can make that argument. In response to your obligation ended when you reported it to law enforcement, OP said, to the law, maybe, but not to my employer. In response to, I definitely started looking for another job ASAP, OP said, definitely. What sucks is that I've been working for them for only a few months. Commenter said, why not just tell him which server/file location? That is what I would do. Hey, I don't think we should further distribute these files and expose additional servers to being placed under subpoena, as that could disrupt business operations. As such, instead of sending, here's the exact location of the file so you can access them with law enforcement. As CEO, your account always has access to all server folders. OP said, actually, no, he doesn't have server access as he's not a techie, and I guess he was never interested in it before. To get the files, he would have to SSH into one of the servers and run a few commands to retrieve the images from file storage. I mean, skill issue, bro. Which also, by the way, if he, like, I would be like, listen, I ain't sending this because it's illegal. If you want to look it up, that's fine, but it's going to look mad sus if you Google all this shit that you didn't care about before just to look at CP pictures. And then actually this comment has an update on it. Update, the situation has gotten way creepier. I didn't send the images overnight. Instead, I forwarded the request to my boss, asking him for advice. In the morning, I saw the CEO's email to my boss that I was CC'd on, demanding the images, but not mentioning that they're CP, and ranting about how the hell is he supposed to run the company if his own employees deny him business critical information. My boss replied something diplomatic like, I'll look into it, but why do you need them in the first place? The CEO replied that he needs to verify himself that it's really illegal content. Why? What do you mean you need to verify that it's illegal content? Your employee saw something that made them call the FBI. Why do you need to verify that? Maybe because I'm sleep deprived, or because as a woman, I'm not fond of men being creepy, but I can't help thinking that the only reason he needs these images is that he wants to see the CP. Since I handled pages overnight, I'm not expected back online. I work from home early in the morning, so I haven't done anything, and I'm just sitting here scared shitless that I'll either commit a crime if I comply, or I'll be fired if I don't. Or at least my working life in this company will turn to hell. I mean, shit, bro, like that's a shitty position to be in, but I'll take fired over committing a crime any day. Unfortunately, one of those situations where it looks like whether you zig or zag, you're gonna get fucked. It's just one is worse than the other. Dude, I would include this shit to the FBI, high key, save all this documentation and be like, hey, FBI, I know you're about to subpoena our servers, but maybe you should also look into this guy. Little update here, November 12th, 2020, 5 days later. I'd like to thank everyone who responded to my original questions. Since then, the situation has developed quickly and not always in a good direction. I was freaked out on Sunday to the point that I forgot which day it was and thought I was supposed to work. Eventually, my boss messaged me that the CEO has found someone to send him the suspected CP. On Monday, 2 things happened. First, I received a call from the cop who was assigned to investigate my report. We mostly discussed things unclear from the report, but at one point I mentioned CEO's request and that it was eventually fulfilled. Later, I had a video call with HR where I was shown my Reddit post, asked if it was me, and before I even managed to open my mouth, fired for disclosing confidential information and insubordination, aka calling the CEO a control freak. Girl, screenshot and sue, bro. What? Next day, the detective called back and thanked me for my help. He said that the CEO was known to them. So they just searched his house and discovered a fuck ton of CP, not just the images in question. The dude was presumably arrested because since then, from what my friends back at the company are saying, everything has ground to a halt. Mr. Big had set up so many internal processes to require his approval or participation that even accountants aren't sure if they will be able to process the next payroll in time. In parentheses, WTF. And that might be the end of a nice collective poisoned by a single jerk. As for myself, I'm about to post my CV on various job boards. Sucks to be unfairly fired, but it seems soon there will be no employer to sue over dismissal, so I'm not looking back. At least if the interviewer asks me why I was fired, I can answer that our CEO was arrested for CP possession, and then everything quickly went to hell. Bro, I wonder, can we research this? Like, wouldn't somebody being arrested as a CEO for CP possession, wouldn't that be in the news? Okay, I'm not finding anything. Interesting. A lot of states keep arrests private. Oh, I was kind of nosy. I want to know what the company was. I'm nosy as fuck, chat. Insane, by the way. Boss is pretending I never gave notice. Posted in r/anti-work on August 26th, 2025. I gave my 2 weeks notice last Tuesday, handed the letter directly to my manager, had a brief conversation about transition plans, and thought that was that. Now she's acting like it never happened. She's still assigning me projects for next month, still scheduling me for meetings 3 weeks out. Yesterday, she asked me to order business cards with my name on them. When I reminded her I'm leaving, she just said, "We'll see about that," and walked away. What do you mean we'll see about that? That's crazy. That sounds like a threat. I need to check this because I'm trying to see y'all, because he said last Tuesday and he posted this August 26, 2025. So like, what does that mean? Okay. So this is like a week later that OP's posting this. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. You gave a 2 weeks notice and she's pulling this shit a week into the 2 week notice. I'm just trying to put together the timeline here. All right, guys. I work in accounts payable for a small company. It's not like I'm some irreplaceable genius. Literally anyone can be trained to process invoices, but she keeps saying things like, "You can't just abandon us during busy season," and "We invested so much in training me to use QuickBooks 2 years ago." Today, she scheduled me for a performance review next month. When I said I wouldn't be here, she looked genuinely confused and said, "What are you talking about? You never said anything about leaving." I have the letter. I took a photo of myself handing it to her, but she's completely in denial. I'm starting my new job Monday, whether she accepts my resignation or not. Just wondering if anyone's dealt with this level of delusion before. Do I need to send another letter, email HR, or just stop showing up after Friday and let her figure it out? This is so bizarre. I've never had a boss just refuse to acknowledge reality like this. Chat, is this a brain tumor post? I mean, I don't think it can be actually, because you can't just abandon us during busy season and we invested so much in training you. You would only say that if you're acknowledging that you know they gave you the 2 weeks notice. This is crazy. Also, I'm very curious. Like, what do you mean you took a photo of yourself handing it to her? like did bro just... You know, like that's so funny. Like, dog, an email. "Hey, just wanted physical evidence of this. Here's my 2 weeks notice. I CC'd HR on." You know, like, what do you mean you took a picture of it? I mean, y'all know me. You're talking to the fucking YouTuber. Is there anything detrimental to like just not showing up to your job that you already quit, but like they haven't processed that you're done? Is there any downside to this? Can they, I don't know, pursue OP legally? Can it affect their new job? I mean, even then, like if they're trying to like talk shit at their new job, they could just be like, "Hey, so here's the situation. Here's a photo of me giving my 2 weeks." It's so silly. Oh, hi. Look who it is. Oh, you wanted to come say hi? You wanted to say hello to chat and show them your butthole? Of course, bro. Come on, put that shit away. Beans wants 2 things: treats and to show you guys his booty hole for free. Not even taking dad's advice. Nah, you gave those 2 weeks. You technically don't even need to, depending on how nice you want to be. Yeah, isn't the 2 weeks notice just kind of like a formality so that they can do what they need to do to like get somebody else taking care of your responsibilities? Some of the relevant comments. A commenter said, do not share where you will be going. Sabotage has happened to many. OP, definitely not telling them where I'm going. Already learned that lesson from past jobs. Bro, what do you mean? That's crazy. Commenter, you took a photo of yourself handing in your letter of resignation. OP replied, yeah, I knew she'd try to claim it never happened, so I documented it. Glad I did. That's so funny to me. Like, instead of just sending an email with the letter of resignation with a couple people CC'd on, you went, here you go. That's so silly to me. Commenter, guess they're planning for you to haunt the office forever. OP said, probably let them explain to the next person why their predecessor mysteriously vanished. Another commenter said, send a copy to HR and tell them when you submitted it to your boss. CC the boss's manager too. Sounds like your boss isn't following protocol and will say you don't give notice. Leave as planned. OP, I'll CC HR and her manager when I send the follow-up. Thanks. Another commenter here, and of course she'll deny that the conversation ever happened, so include the picture that you took as proof. Congrats on your new job. Obi said exactly why I took the photo. She'll definitely try to deny everything happened. Another commenter said, and a screenshot of the photo in your camera roll where the date was taken is included. Oh, that's very important, actually. Opie said that's smart. Screenshot with the metadata showing date and time, covering all the bases. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing really to add. What a weird fucking thing for this person to do. Like, did they just think that you would be like, oh, you're right. Instead of going to the next job that I cared enough about to quit this one, I'm just gonna stick around. You're right. It is busy season. I can't abandon you. I'll stay with your guys' shit ass company instead of the new one I decided to work for. Like, in what world does she think that this is the answer? Okay, we got an update. Same post 16 hours later. Thanks everyone for the advice and support. You were all right about documenting everything and covering my bases. I sent a follow-up email to HR and CC'd my boss and her manager with a copy of my resignation letter and the photo I took of myself handing it to her. Also included screenshots with timestamps like some of you suggested. Got a call from HR within an hour. Turns out this isn't the first time she's pulled this stunt. Apparently, she did the same thing to someone else last year. They're handling it internally and confirmed my last day is Friday as originally planned. My boss finally acknowledged my resignation today, though she acted like she was doing me a huge favor by accepting it. Whatever, I'm out of here in 2 days and starting fresh somewhere that actually operates in reality. I mean, shit, bro. I don't know if that's like fire-worthy, but I think that's like, you can't be a manager if you can't just bare minimum be like, this person worked here and then now they're not going to in 2 weeks because they told me they weren't. Like, I don't know. Listen, I am so fucking happy and privileged to not have to work in a corporate setting because the shit that I hear from my friends who work in corporate with the people they deal with is like, what kind of fucking morons are really out there? You know, to be honest, I don't know how y'all don't crash out every day. I would crash out so hard every day. If someone's pulling shit like this on me, I am immediately crashing out on them. This is what I'm wondering. What does the manager get by ignoring it? No, for real. And she's done it before. So like, she knows the consequences are HR is gonna hear, it's gonna look bad on me. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Like, what a fucking weird, I don't know.